right. Look at that. We made it. We are back for another week of Saltmarsh Legends on the Kronos World channel. I am so excited to get going again. Thank you for joining us. I already see a couple of people out there, and I definitely appreciate you guys for hanging out. We don't have too much in the way of announcements for tonight. And how's it going, Tibbs? What's up? Thanks for joining us, man. Except for we do have an awesome sponsor who goes by Limithron. He is a cartographer. You can find his stuff on Patreon. And he really does some amazing maps and map assets as well. You can find all of that information there on Patreon. Just look up Limithron while you're there. And, you know, while you're on Patreon, if you want to look up Kronos World and check out our stuff too, that would be super awesome. There's always good stuff to find over on that website. So please definitely go do that. Other than that, I think we're going to jump right back into this campaign this week because we are I've had some interesting revelations and stuff going on last week, and I'm sure everybody here is excited to jump right back into that. So why don't we head on over?
Just to add, Limithron just released a free Halloween campaign, I believe, that he was a part of, where he did the actual the ship art and I think 50 tokens, and there's an adventure, and it's on his Patreon, and it looks really cool. And I'm pretty sure I double checked while you were talking. It says it's all free. So plus there's free downloads there, so definitely check it out. I see the words Dragon Turtle. I see.
It's true.
Oh, that's not related to his Halloween thing. It's called Ship of the Damned. Download the free map, adventure, and music. So it actually looks pretty fucking
music?
Cool.
Shoot.
Yeah, I'm clicking. Actually, I'm unzipping it right now. So if you guys could just wait like 5 more minutes for me, that'd be really appreciate
go ahead and jump right into that adventure. And we are having a little discussion about trying to get something going with that adventure for Halloween here. So hopefully in the next week or so, we can get a little adventure set up for the Kronos World channel and do a little live stream of all the spookiness on this haunted ship. So I'm definitely excited. Thank you for the backup on that one, Syd. So I don't know if I guess I'll go ahead and let it go right on over to Connor and let him do the recap for last week. So go ahead and take it, sir.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. As I said, my name is Connor. I'm the DM for this little shindig along with my lovely players. And I'll just jump into the recap at this point. So last week, our players had infiltrated the empty net on the invitation of the local tiefling normal merchant, Captain Zenderos. They discovered several things there, including that a person who had broken into the captain of the guard's house, one Ned Burns, apparently had purchased some climbing equipment through which he was able to enter the building and then made his way out to the northern woods surrounding the town. Thinking that they didn't want to give him too much of a chance to escape, they quickly pursued in the dead of night, only to find themselves hopelessly lost in the woods due to some just awful rolls, and found themselves surrounded by wolves. However, due to climbing some trees and some other clever, useful racial abilities, they were able to avoid that for the time. And eventually they found themselves in the camp of the smugglers, who had evaded them once before at the House on the Hill. Battle ensued. Things were looking okay, and then they had to deal with 7 wolves on top of the first enemy. However, with some good planning, some nice spell work, and just some apparently very necessary swimming time for Syd, they were able to take down all of the wolves and all of the bandits and were able to settle down for a long rest with the spoils that they had missed out on the House on the Hill, making a very tidy sum if they can find some place to sell it. However, they completed a long rest, and now they are waking up with their full resources. And players, I leave it up to you. It is morning in the forest. All of the watches went by relatively uneventfully. Fable had a bit of a moment with his new magical item, with a pipe of remembrance,
Oh, yes.
which I don't believe he's had an opportunity to share, but you are all waking up, probably getting a breakfast together around a fire, getting some warmth. You're about maybe well, it's longer than that because you guys were not moving fast, but you'd guess maybe 3 miles into the forest to the outskirts of Saltmarsh.
Okay.
Our satyr friend is still sleeping, it appears. He's
How
having
cold?
internet issues, I believe is the correct term.
It's
He
true.
did.
While he's asleep, I will shave his eyebrows.
That is the correct choice, I believe, yes.
No, we are not shaving his eyebrows.
Look at him, he's just...
He is prone to narcolepsy. So.
That's our cat friend who you yelled at, I believe, or
Yes.
drowned him with the wet rag.
No, that was Monterey did that. Right.
We had a discussion about that.
Do satyrs have eyebrows?
Bury him up to his neck in dirt. How about that?
I'm pulling. up
I'm
my
pretty
notes.
sure they have eyebrows.
Well, so we're not sure. What? I took terrible notes last time. I was just reviewing them. That's why I was shocked to whatever I just read. I believe we found the man we were looking for out here. We found him, and then the wolves took him away from us.
Didn't we find the maps?
We did. I have them.
Okay.
And I have made a copy.
Oh, good to know.
But that is
In party secret.
next year problem. That's... Remember,
Do
you
we-
said it was in a very dangerous area, so that's not something that we would want to...
Do we have any concept of who he was meeting with, or what is a play here?
Not sure. I don't know if he was meeting the bandits for... He kind of left his body to rot, but it's possible they were meeting them.
Party? Do we remember the state of Ned's body when we came across it? Was it
Shot.
full of arrows?
Shot with arrows and left.
Okay, so it wasn't like he got killed by the wilderness.
Actually, it was not arrows, but he was dead upon arrival, but his throat was slit.
Oh. Well, that does show that he may have been talking with them if his throat was slit. My accent's a little off right now, but...
That's fine. Yeah, we're all stuffy a bit.
I'm a little cold.
It's
It'll come.
getting to that time of year.
It'll come to you.
Hairball.
For someone who
Monterey.
doesn't want to be a cat.
Monterey. I kind of come over to you, Monterey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
On your shoulder. You actually gained my respect yesterday. You fought quite well, but I want to guarantee that you do know that you're not invisible, right? And you do not have that power.
Yes, well, it's made abundantly clear that after they shot me full of arrows, that perhaps something was amiss with the story, but it did take a bit of convincing, as well. To be sure, I did very much want to be able to.
My
turn
finger on your
invisible.
mouth. I wanted you, so just so you know that you fought so valiantly, I wanted to give you a prize, power of your own.
Will I be able to turn invisible for sure then?
It's been the last
Not
time.
invisible, but this is a great magic. I just want to know that
Oh, shite.
that you can handle the responsibility.
Maya is watching this very closely.
Sid's plugged his ears. He doesn't even want to know anymore. He doesn't want to be an enabler anymore.
Maya's making sure that Monterey is not about to get tricked again.
Yeah, it's probably good that someone finally has my back on that.
Why do you think I'm fucking with them? Jesus.
Because you guys
You
constantly
always do.
fuck with me, God.
I look very earnest. My paws on your shoulder look very earnest.
Yes, your earnestness. It makes it even more shifty. Yes, well, I do believe my recent experiences have, I hope, set me up for such a responsibility, so. What did you have in mind?
I am trusting you with a great relic of incredible magic power that I think only one of your character can handle.
Well, if you think I'm ready, sir.
All right. This is a great. I have to summon all of my magics to transfer it to you. I want to start like humming and using illusions to like make light works around me. Make a big show, and then as I'm like, basically like, I want to make the kind of like clouds roll in, kind of look dark, and then the colors kind of are changing. And there's like like a big ship going across.
Oh my!
Syd creates the slow rumble of thunder in the background with a minor illusion, like just the rolling, like.
See, you guys are fucking with me for sure.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna step in at this point. I try to step in.
Don't step in! I'm doing it! It's too much! I have the pipe in my paws. I'm like, it's too much power! Monterey, you must take this! Only you are capable of wielding it!
I thought I was making you a goddamn pipe. What am I whittling this pipe over here for? You have your own pipe this whole
Thunder
time?
just drops out. Syd starts complaining.
It's like...
I'm like reaching out for it, but I'm hesitant, and I'm like, are you sure, sir?
I can't handle it much longer! Take it!
I grab
Monterey,
it. I grab it.
roll me a wisdom check with advantage against fear.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not trying to make him afraid.
I mean, you're making a lot of them. You're making a lot of stuff.
I'm a little afraid. I don't think I'm even a part of this.
What am I rolling?
Just a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
You'd have advantage because I think your race gives it for you.
Saving throw. 18.
Okay, with an 18, Monterey, your eyes are still somewhat bleary with sleep, and all of a sudden you hear this thunder and this huge spectacle surrounding Fable as he offers you what appears to be this pipe that is just glowing with an unearthly glow, and everything is just shifting around you, and he tries to reach out for you. It seems almost as if the pipe is trying to escape his hands. What do you do?
I hesitate at first, but then I grab it. I grab my courage and then grab the pipe.
I collapse.
roll me an overall performance check, Fable.
You guys have an awful lot of fun at the expense of
On the 17th.
I mean, to be fair, it is a magic item you're getting. He's hyping it up a little bit, but it's
so
a thing.
here's the thing. You hold your performance and everything's going amazingly, and you fall and you actually go full out. Like, you don't do like one of those fake falls where you catch in your hands. You land on your side, but you land right on the sharpest bit of rock, and it's just like
Medic!
If only we had a straight-faced cleric. Okay, so I'm holding the pipe and I'm just like, Fable, are you okay? Has it injured you? Am I next?
Yes, it's injured me. That's what happened.
Will I be safe with it? Are you sure I can handle the magic?
Yes, you can handle the magic. I'm like done now with this whole thing. I just take a drink.
Yes, you can have the fucking thing now. Okay. Okay. So I'm holding this pipe in my hands. What does it look like?
Yes. So it's a very handsome pipe, sort of a lighter wood, almost think like beech wood. And there are very nice aesthetic swirling designs on it, almost like swirls of smoke that go up and down the entire length of it.
Very nice.
Syd's eyeballing you because he's been working on this pipe for a couple of days now that you asked him to make.
Oh, wait, hold on, I thought the pipe.
You were making one for Fable.
Omiros.
And you Fable and Omiros wanted one, correct?
Omiros was the main
Omiros
one.
and I think Jack.
Okay.
I was the
okay.
second. I was the secondary person.
I'm still on Omiros's pipe, so I thought I was making two, one for you as well, but
You were. If you want to,
Okay.
I mean, I'll take one that's not.
well, shite. I'm not gonna
Possibly.
make a pipe if you got a pipe. If you have a pipe, why would I make another pipe?
This is
Especially one that does all this
life-changing
magical stuff.
Magical, I mean. Okay.
This way I can like
Maya?
channel Jack into like, okay, this is actually magical, but he can't do anything. Like this way he's promising that he knows he can't be invisible, but he can do this. That's what I'm hoping.
Can Maya do a check on this pipe to see if it's actually magical and not gonna hurt him?
Roll for pipe
Arcana
check.
Wait till 4th level when I pick up Magic Initiate and Warlock and I can cast Eldritch Bolt myself. Okay?
Yeah, that is definitely the play for Jack. That's definitely the
Connor
play.
and Jared just talked at the same time, so I did not hear what check I was supposed to do.
Arcana, if you will.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Pipe check, I believe, is the correct.
I
button.
was thinking, but then it mixed, and I was like, "What do I roll?"
I'm gonna cast the Eldritch Bolt out of my eyes, and I'm just gonna run around him.
If you don't whip an Eldritch Blast, then what are we even doing here?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. That's
Yeah,
better
it's way
than
much
eye
better.
blasts.
But
Come on,
So
Jack,
my-
with optic blast, that would be so cool.
So Maya, over Monterey's shoulder, you take a good look at this pipe, and you're able to detect a relatively benign magical aura. But because I believe Fable is already attuned to it, this is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about the spacing. I copied and pasted.
does it require attunement?
It actually doesn't, but you spending time with it would have, and plus you actually discovered kind of what it did to a degree.
This is perfect for you. Reenact the bear's most impressive and heroic achievements for 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Oh
I mean, you've only got 5 minutes worth of footage right now, but it's a glorious 5.
Oh man, this is gonna be the best thing ever. Okay. So yes, let me scroll up a little bit so everyone at home can read what's going on here.
Fable feels relieved.
Yeah, so I'm holding on to this pipe and admiring the river stone that this the pipe, the bowl itself is made from, and the delicateness of the wooden features and everything. And where are we right now? I'm sorry.
You
We're
guys are in the middle of the woods,
goddamn
just
nowhere.
north of Saltmarsh.
Oh,
The
okay.
fucking woods.
Okay, well I'm gonna grab a little branch. Do we have a torch going? Does Omiros have a torch?
I
We have a
imagine there's
campfire, I
campfire
believe.
going.
There's a fire,
It's
okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna grab
I
a
can
little.
literally just light it for you with the snap of my fingers.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
show it
So
off.
I'm holding it, and I'm like, well, I have a bit of pipe weed that I've been holding on to, but I guess I have my flint and steel to get myself a light. It would be but a moment, but I would like to try it if you guys don't mind.
Aye, nothing better than a morning smoke before we get on our day, I believe. Just a little something to take the edge
Little
off from
puff puff.
sleeping.
I'm gonna load up a little bit of my pipe weed I've been holding on to here, and stuff that full, and I'm gonna dig up my tinder, and
I snap my fingers.
oh, well, that's very useful, sir. And I just kind of hold the pipe out.
All right. So as you begin to smoke, Monterey, slowly but surely, more and more smoke starts to come out. First in small rings that seem to emerge and almost create a framework before more shapes begin to emerge. And you see what appears to be a very well-kept galleon that you recognize as one that you served on when you were in the Navy. And you see another ship come. This one not nearly as uniform, much more garish and ragtag approach. And you see, all of you see, in fact, what appears to be a long-distance fight between cannonballs and ballista going back and forth before they begin to meet and people start crossing, boarding one ship to the other. And you guys notice that one smoke figure in particular appears to be almost in this bright golden nimbus, a rather diminutive figure when you first see him, but he has the most amazing hat. There's like so many feathers going on, and he is wielding a whip that's maybe 20 feet long if you go by the dimensions of the ship, and he is just grabbing people and throwing them overboard 2 and 3 at a time. And it's pretty glorious. And you see he seems to almost single-handedly win this fight before all the smoke just begins to dissolve into nothingness.
Yes, a glorious battle that was. I remember it well.
Ah, is that your grandfather whipping the whip around? Is that who that was? The guy actually whipping it back and forth all over the place.
Oh, well, no, that was myself just before it was just before the ship blew up, in fact, and I lost most of my mates and my captain as well. It was a strong battle.
Way to kill the joke, but that's fine, I suppose.
Well, it was a good
yeah,
fight, so I do miss that hat quite a bit.
The hats? How about the 20-foot whip you were clacking around like?
Well, one of these days I'll get another mighty whip of battle.
Can I make note of what that hat looked like? I guess as best I can from the smoke.
Roll me a perception check with disadvantage, because it is just general shapes.
Sure. Seems fair. Hi, 15.
Okay. You notice that it was difficult to see almost as if it was kind of merging and shifting to someone's desires or memories as it was existing. So you got the feeling lots of feathers, lots of very broad in its brim, and you don't think that in reality someone could actually be able to wear that and move particularly effectively.
That's not important to what I have planned, so it doesn't really matter the effectiveness of the hats. It's more about just the recreation of the idea is probably the best part. So,
A 20
broad
foot,
lots of feathers, got it.
20-foot whip is not going to really work out that well for me physically, but
So, get your smoke out of here. That actually smells very nicely. Where the hell are we in this whole thing? We have Ned. We had Ned. We have the maps that we were searching for, I believe,
Yeah,
right?
the maps. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
He met his end, but the captain really only cares about.
But we have no idea what the end game was here, right?
I'm assuming he was going to sell the map. So it was obviously someone wanted to know this. It was a location in
the drowned forest.
Yeah, I have drowned forest is marked on lines. Here, impossible things minds toyed with. Following a riverbed, twixt trees and full of shadow lies a bed of peace. That's the only notes I took from last session. So when I read that, I had no absolute fucking clue what the hell I was talking about.
The last
That
one
was
wasn't
like
the
a
nursery
riddle.
rhyme that Maya
Yeah. Okay.
remembered?
Mm-hmm.
I need to get better at taking notes.
So it's obviously supposedly it's showing off some type of ruin or some type of magical place within this horrible forest. Which for us, if somebody was willing to steal from the captain of the guard, and they were willing to kill over it, it kind of gives it more credence. But again, if you guys say it's as dangerous as it is, I don't think we're ready for that. But my interest is piqued, as they would say.
We've accomplished our first goal, I suppose, right? Unless we feel like tracking down the body of Ned Burns is going to give us more information. No journal or anything you think on him?
I mean, maybe there's more, but how you guys? We don't have any good trackers with us. You guys can think you can find those wolves.
Good in tracking. I didn't assist when you guys were trying to navigate through the woods, but I can dabble a bit in the tracking arts per se.
We know we killed most of the wolves off, so there's just the two single mothers left.
I think we did already find Ned's body, didn't we?
Well, the wolves took it away, so the question is if it's worth retrieving is kind of what Syd's getting at.
No,
maybe there's some identifying marks in his clothes that would give us more information about him. But remember, didn't we find all of his crap before?
We found his clothes, his weapons, and a barrel, but
So
I think no, there was something sewn on it. Wasn't there something sewn on the inside? Does anybody have notes of that?
No.
Maybe I made that up. What's Connor's face say? Connor's face isn't saying anything? Okay.
I mean, if there was something sewn in there, we did see his clothes. We did go through his stuff.
I remember, maybe it was they were nicer clothes than he was supposed to have, I thought, maybe.
Well, he was a merchant.
All right, hold on.
I did want to track down his body. I remember specifically saying that Monterey.
Simple merchant. I don't have anything in the notes of something specific, so it must not have been anything. I mean, I could be making that up.
It's kind of we already went through his stuff. I mean, he didn't have much time to get anything else. I mean, the best we know that he was working with these bandits, so I don't know if it's really worth it to go after his body.
That's fine. I think we've already had some troubles kind of navigating the woods and dealing with the wolves. So if we want to get back before Maya's mom actually kills us this time for taking her away for more than a day, this is probably the time to do that. And plus, I think there's a party coming up or some sort of shindig with the nobles that we. 2 more days, perhaps?
Yeah, what was that party? That was in
You would know that it is in not tonight, but tomorrow night.
But
We have a
this
day
is
and a
the
half.
this is the second time he's gotten away.
Well, he's not
gotten
getting
away.
away. This is the last time he's getting away. If we can
Met his
guarantee you
end.
that.
He's very much dead, and I don't think he's coming back unless there's a
How
I
about
don't-
this? We take a look and see if we can find identifiable tracks. If there's any doubt, we head back to town.
That's-
You
that's
guys
fair.
spent like 2 hours looking for his body. I have things to do here with the goods that we got.
So you stay here, and we'll go see if we can find his body.
I'll
stay
say
here
the
with
Fable.
Omiros.
Aye. Okay.
Right, Omiros?
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
dropping twice yesterday really seems to have taken it out of him.
Poor guy.
That's fair enough.
He's a the
He's a
man
sturdy
can take a
satyr.
blow. That's for sure.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm willing to go scout around for a little bit. If Fable has something he needs to do for a couple hours, I would probably want to take that time to see if I can find him.
Jack,
Mine-
Maya, you want to come with,
I'm
or you
staying
want to
with
stay?
Fable. Fable.
Okay, so
She's
it's
not
just
gonna
me-
go in those woods again.
Just me and Jack.
Just if you guys run into, don't not fight it. Just run away. Jack,
Yes, sir.
talking
Aye.
to you specifically. Do not fight it. Run back to camp.
Aye.
Well, I would hesitate to run away from battle, sir. As Ona dictates.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right, we're
Jack.
going to
Challenges.
Jack, there are
is-
two of you. Okay,
Well,
there are two of you.
I
There's not
mean,
all of us.
well, there's a difference between running towards my comrades to have greater odds in battle than just fleeing from a battle itself, and of course that obviously makes sense.
Okay, yes, that's think of it that way. You're going to
Yes.
us to get back
They
up.
have-
Just
Well, yes, of course, sir. Very well.
You know what?
so running away so fast they can't track you either. That's also
We
Okay.
may be back in 5 seconds if we don't find. If we find a trail, we'll let you guys know before we actually take off, just to be safe. Because we're just gonna go down south about 50 meters across the bridge and just check the trail to see if we can actually ascertain which direction the body was dragged in.
I mean, you guys saw what I could do in a real battle just last night with this
Oh,
with
shite.
this pipe and everything. So there's nothing to fear.
here. Syd, come here.
Aye, yeah, I'm here.
I will assist you.
Please, anything you got.
I feel it. I feel the power. I put my
You're
paw
not,
on your head.
that's not gonna work on me. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I cast guidance on your head.
Okay.
Sid has no faith in Monterey.
No, it's not a lack of faith. It's just he also went off by himself and got crushed by a centipede, so he's very skeptical of doing things now.
Okay, Syd, run. You only have a minute. Go,
Okay,
run.
okay, sorry, don't yell at me. I'm sorry, I don't know how this magic. You can't just touch a man's head and tell him he's only got a minute. I don't know how that works.
Before the magic wears off.
He's like tripping, falls back into the water that he spent 9 hours trying to get out of the last battle.
There's your roll. That was the saving throw. You get to roll it on.
So Monterey and I was going to say Monterey and Jack. No, Syd and Monterey. You may both roll a survival check for me.
I
Right,
mean,
here we go.
there are two of me.
What?
What?
Only if you hit your head.
Ryan, what is my? I made this whole big speech about survival. I have no clue what my survival actually is.
So we get about that D4.
That 19 though.
Aye, not bad, Monterey. You see these tracks here? There's clearly some blood stains.
Yeah, so you guys cross the bridge and get to the fork in a bit of a game trail, and you do see some very clear signs of drag marks as well as blood that trail further northeast into the forest.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Good eye, sir. We should be on our guard.
Should we? Yeah, we should definitely pursue. We should have to be careful. Does the tree line look like we could actually move from tree to tree? Both of us being kind of smaller, nimble characters. Is it like we could actually maybe get elevation and like try and follow this path, but from a height advantage?
I do have climbing. Can
I
run
would-
from
I do not.
tree limb to
Yeah.
tree limb?
But
Monterey, you would have a much easier time than Syd would. But I would say, yeah, the trees are close enough for that to be a possibility.
I'm like
Although
a
there
little
will be some
squirrel.
checks.
That's what I was thinking. I think perhaps we take to the trees, see if we can track this thing from a position of advantage. I'm not as nimble in the trees as perhaps you are, but
Well, perhaps Fliffers and I could tackle the problem from the trees while you stick to the ground, or perhaps you may be a little more comfortable.
Floofers, you want to track? Should go to the trees? Should we try to climb the trees? Should we do this, Floofers?
I'm a little bit new to this. Perhaps you could show me the best branches to jump to and from.
Floofer, yeah, try to let's try to take a tree approach, Floofer. Is there clear branches that grown men slightly smaller than average size could maneuver across to get to and follow this trail?
He climbs out of your stirrup and jumps off your shoulder onto one of the trees nearby and starts climbing up and looking around. And climbs back down a little bit and just pats the tree.
I jump up on the tree with him, start climbing up.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to climb, but if I fail, I think I'm gonna try to stick stealthily to the bottom, since that's kind of my bag of tricks there. But I will try to get up there with you.
Okay, so for this, I'm gonna have Monterey give me an acrobatics check. Syd, give me an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
That sounds like the thing to do. 19, sir.
All right.
Very well done.
All right. So, both of you make it up into the trees pretty quickly. You know, with Monterey's background of like climbing masts and ropes and what have you, and Syd just being a forest gnome, you guys are used to climbing things of a certain type. You make it into the trees and you start carefully and slowly at first, but picking up speed as you gather more confidence, making your way through the treetops. Monterey, you get rather distracted with just how you look as opposed to possibly looking where you're going. And occasionally you just get a branch that just goes whack into your face, and you're not the most stealthiest. And Floofers gives you a unimpressed side eye every now and again.
Oh, Floofers good at side eye.
As I'm scampering along, I'm like, yes, I look very magnificent. Well, maybe not just then.
Watch out for that branch. And that one.
Yeah. If you would hold them for me instead of letting them go right when it would swing back and hit me.
Really, it's team effort. Really, we got to get into
It's almost like you're doing it on purpose, sir.
Shh, we'll work on it. Can we still follow the tracks at all? Assuming it's kind of obvious, the blood.
Yeah, with how good you guys rolled on your survival check, you guys do see the trail even from afar, especially now that it's daylight at this point. And you follow for a couple 100 feet before you appear to come to a cave entrance.
Oh, shite. That's not what we want.
Oh, the wolves' den, I suppose.
You could take 2 single mother wolves.
Don't encourage them.
I mean, I'm confident of that as well. I killed 2 wolves by myself.
We remember fighting. I remember fighting them last session. We fared okay.
I killed 2 of them in a single round by myself, so I'm quite confident that we could.
You also dropped down from a tree.
I'm quite confident that we could take them.
Badass moves are badass moves. Okay, Floofer. I think you take watch on this tree here, and I think we take a gander, at least in the cave entrance, to see if we see anything, and if we can retreat if we get the sense there's more than what we bit off.
You seem to be a rather stealthy sort, sir. Do you think maybe you could sneak in there and have a look?
I can certainly try. And see if I get a sense of how it's going. I will drop down from the tree as quietly as can and get to the entrance and just take a gander in and see if I hear or see anything.
Roll me a stealth check and a perception check, please.
Okay.
As he's creeping forward, I just kind of very quietly to myself saying, if only I could turn invisible.
Oh, God.
Okay,
all right. 21. For perception and oh, thank you, Jesus. 22 for stealth.
Oh, you guys are doing good.
Here we go.
Stealth mission. We got this.
Here we go.
All right, so Syd, taking your time once more, you descend from the trees without barely making any sort of sound, and you begin to slowly creep towards the entrance to this cave. With your gnome eyes, you're able to see in the darkness fairly well. You see it doesn't go particularly deep, maybe less than 20 feet or so. And you notice that in one corner, all huddled together, is sort of a mass of fur that slowly rises and falls as if breathing while asleep. And you can see maybe 10 feet away from that pile appears to be remains of maybe a person you met once before.
How many
Maybe more.
piles of fur do I see? Just one mass?
With your perception check, it appears to be one mass. You get the feeling you don't think it'd be more than 2 adults.
So they're just kind of.
I'm going to creep back towards the tree that Jack is in.
Mhm.
I will look up quietly and say, Jack, still 2. Do you want me to make a distraction and pull them out, and then we can jump on them? Or do you want me to try and creep in and get in the remains? Or do we want to attack them, kill them?
Can you just get in there and?
Possibly. It seems better to bring them out, though. Bring them out, and then we can just get them at one time.
Yes.
I can do a sound.
Yes. Well, your magic is quite distracting and effective. That's true.
It's fair. Thank you, I think. You want it ready? Ready the whip?
Sure you don't
Ready the sword? Ready the sword or the crossbow, maybe?
Sure you don't want to just stab them while they're sleeping. Just.
I don't want to be in there by myself. Do you want to come with me?
Well, yes, I can.
I could try to shoot one. You want me to try to shoot one first? And then if they come out, then we can jump on them. That's what I'm gonna do.
As you say, sir.
All right, I'm gonna shoot one.
How far away is this cave entrance?
From you guys, I'd say you're staying a good 30 feet away from it,
So
and you're still up in the tree.
Would we have to crawl to the entrance to actually be able to get within range to be able to see them and shoot them from a range?
For you with no dark vision, you need to probably be right at the mouth of the cave. Syd can be maybe a little bit further.
And I have the bow has 80 range, so
Right.
in theory it should be okay. Let's draw them out, and then we'll try and attack them in open ground. If you want to ready an attack, if they come.
Well, I can't see all that well. What time of day is it?
It's bright, so if we get them out the cave, you should be able to see them in theory.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's my plan. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, is there any kind of a boulder or something that right near the cave mouth where I could just be right around the corner, wait for them to come out, and then kind of jump at them from behind, sort of a...
I mean, I'm kind of imagining the cave itself is kind of more of a hill, so you could actually stand on top of the entrance if you wanted to.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try and stealth and sneak around, see if I can get above the cave entrance, so after he takes his shot, I can try and repeat my maneuver from the day previous.
We're gonna keep riding
Monterey,
the
go
glory
ahead and give me a
days.
stealth check.
Okay. This is where it all goes downhill.
Yep. That's okay though. We got room to maneuver here, I think.
I hope it's not too much of a slippery, rocky hillside.
Love it, Monterey.
Okay. Monterey,
Nice.
like a shadow, you cross down the hill and climb up on top of the mouth of this cave, and you are already giving Syd your nod of preparation for whatever he's going to do.
Do they look prone, GM?
Oh, they are prone. Yes, they very much appear to be sleeping.
I want to cast minor illusion and make a sound in their direction to wake them up and then shoot them.
Firecrackers.
if that's possible. That seems weird. I can just shoot them at disadvantage. The idea being to,
Oh, because they're prone.
because
I
they're
mean, it would be
prone.
straight because they're also asleep.
Oh, it would be a straight shot,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't get sneak attack then because I need advantage.
No, you just don't. You just can't have disadvantage.
It's
They're still surprised.
Okay. Well, then I will not make the sound then. So that was my whole point, is to try to avoid the disadvantage of prone. But if they're asleep and I still get it cancels out, then I'm good with that. So
Yeah,
I'll
I'd give you sneak attack for attacking a sleeping creature.
I will shoot these mofo's. I will shoot them with my bow right at the edge of the cave. Prep the bow and fire.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yep. That checks out. That checks out.
Okay. So
Does that
no.
Okay.
One shot goes over and it lands maybe 2 feet above the pile, and suddenly you hear, and you hear, both of you with your good hearing, you suddenly hear even higher pitched yips, and you see from under the pile of the 2 adults are about 4 or 5 smaller puppies.
I think I was lying about 2 single mothers.
One of the adults runs out immediately, but due to your high stealth, she may not even see you guys.
I'm like lifting my cutlass, ready to jump.
She doesn't see you two. You see 2 of the pups come out, barking their little heads off, but the other one comes out and shoos them back inside the cave.
Do I see the puppies?
You do.
You hear them.
Damn it.
We really don't need this corpse, honestly. If you guys,
Well, we're here. We're here doing things. I've done my action. So Jack, it's your I think your turn in theory. So
You are both still stealthed, yeah.
I'm like kind of like doing the rocking thing, like I'm about, like I want to attack, but then like the puppies have overridden all my senses.
do I have time to make a reaction to Jack at all, or no, not yet?
I mean, you can try and say something.
I would
It may be heard.
I think I would immediately look at Jack and give him like a face of like disapproval of like what's going on. If that's any indication of what he's gonna do, that's fine. If not, whatever, you can roll for Jack. But like, so to react and be like, circumstances have changed.
Yeah,
and that would be it.
When he looks at me, he totally sees me like look up at him with like the big brown sad puppy eyes with like the little tear in the corner.
All right, so
like the what do I do kind of look.
if you're not gonna act, if you're gonna like not do anything, Syd's next reaction would be like, let's go, and we just make the motion to leave.
Yeah. Jack would agree with that. He's not going to kill puppies.
Okay. So with your same stealth, you guys are rolled very high, so you guys are able to make your way out before either of the 2 wolves are able to sense your presence. And do you guys head back to the encampment?
Yeah, on the way, I'm like very chagrined, and I'm like actually a little bit quiet for being Monterey.
Yeah, I'll stop us outside the camp. And I'll look at Jack and I'll say, we acted on the information we had. When we got new information, we changed what we were going to do. And that was the right call, I think. And that's all you can do in certain times like this. So, don't be sad or mad. I mean, this is the way that life ebbs and flows. But, we did the best with the information we had. And we avoided a situation that perhaps would have been ugly. So that's life.
Yeah, yes,
we did what we could.
That's the part that really has me pondering. So sometimes, when you think one way and then you see something so fragile and innocent suddenly thrust before you, it has a way of making a mouse think. But I suppose I am satisfied with knowing that old Ned is going to be wolf feces very soon.
That's the way the ocean flows, It's just, we did what we could, and things changed, and we reacted as we could, and that's all that matters. And yeah, you know what? Fucking Ned's dead, so he probably deserved it all anyway. So circle of fucking life, am I right?
That's true, sir. And they were so fluffy.
Yeah, they were so
They
so
were just
cute
little
looking.
tiny balls of fluff, and I
Just,
couldn't.
just the little yips. I wanted to just take one home, but I've already got flu for now, so that would have probably been a conflict of interest, But yeah, let's head back and let's go on our merry way here.
Okay.
All right, so you guys make your way back. In the meanwhile, however, what are the two of you doing while in camp?
I was using prestidigitation to kind of clean up all of the blood, muck, viscera from all of the armor and weapons.
Okay,
dirt.
okay.
Cleaning them up first, and then I want to like spruce them. I want to give them a little zhuzh. You know what I mean? I want to make them
Zhuzh
look
it
like
up.
a little bit better.
I'm sorry, a little juice.
Yeah, throw a little zhuzh on there.
Is that a spice you use in the kitchen? What's juice?
Yeah,
Juge.
Old Juge.
Attitude. It's a
okay.
it's a pretty much fine. I basically because I know that I'm selling these, I want to try to make them look as quality as possible. Even so far, at least with the armor, if I know of like, and I'm sure I do, I probably know of like kind of like a all kind of famous armor smiths. I want to try to like, just from my history, I would imagine I would like know like maybe like the signature, of like a famous armor smith. So I kind of want to like put that.
Put a little decal.
Yeah, a little decal. Carve one of those in.
Okay. So prestidigitation obviously works.
Yeah.
For your zhuzh check.
Zhuzh.
I have both. I have both a disguise kit and forgery kit proficiency. So I feel like at least for the signature part, the forgery kit, kind of the disguise kit would work together.
All right, I'm going to ask for. We're going to do a combination check. So first, I want a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
So let's start with that.
Now, can I guidance any of these, or is it not really going to work with guidance?
I'll allow guidance. Yeah.
Okay. So sleight of hand.
God, what is juge? Charisma? Is it a juge charisma check?
Fuck. Not bad.
Okay.
Not horrible.
Okay, and then give me an intelligence check just for the cross referencing, seeing like just how intelligent you can be with like, as in for like as you said, making up the names of the weaponsmith, making it, copying it, all that sort of stuff.
Well, no, I do have charlatan, which allows me to remember like writing and everything.
Oh yeah, but it's like how effective you do it though.
Okay. Intelligence is not.
I think you're intelligent.
Okay. Not too bad. So you spend a good amount of time going through everything, trying to make it as presentable as possible, trying to cover up any nicks or dents in the armor or weapons, what have you. Yeah, and you're pretty happy with the results.
Okay. Yeah, not my best work, but perhaps should get us a little bit more extra gold. We would have.
Are you doing anything? Because
my first thing was gonna check on Omiros, make sure he's still okay, because he's sleeping most of the time.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
At this point, if he has full makeup on, I've for sure colored his hair.
Maya would help with the makeup part.
Okay.
And to be clear, I'm still goth, and Jack still looks like Jack Sparrow, correct?
Goth, after.
It's like rain. It's like the rain. Oh, I was in the river, so it's like all my mascara has like drained down. So,
you look like
I'm scarier looking now than I was when I was in goth.
It looks like you've been crying.
You're like,
you're the little ring girl.
You're emo goth. Emo death goth.
When they get back, I will also clean them up. I will clean everybody up because we need to look as presentable as possible when selling.
Other than the dirty parts, I'm actually going to keep my new look, which is the picture that I posted in the channel a while ago. So,
with the earrings too.
Yeah, the earrings. I'm going to kind of keep my swashbuckling new look.
Prestidigitation's not going to put the hole back in your ear, or the chunk of ear back in there. So That's probably for the
Might as
best.
well go for it.
But Maya's gonna talk to Fable. Your magic's gotten a little better.
Yes, it has. Thank you for noticing. Of course, due to your tutelage, of course.
The one thing I helped you with, concentration.
That was very instrumental. I also see
does
how
help.
Yes, it does help. Just knowing that I have a friend of the magical persuasion gives me more confidence.
And I've seen you've picked up a few more spells.
Yes. I saw you doing invisibility, and I said, "Hey, I can try that. Why not?" I also. Do you know this spell? And I'll cast like Misty Step up into a tree.
Which
Up into a tree. And as I teleport, it's like, what would it be? It looks like I guess water would almost like crash down on me, and like that like kind of spray would come up, and I'd just be gone, and then up in the tree I would disappear.
is it that sort of spell?
I believe it. Yes, it is. Misty Step is a sorcerer spell.
Okay, would Maya know it?
I mean, I don't think it's on your list.
No, it's not on my
Don't-
list.
Yeah, I would say you've heard of it, but you're not very familiar with it, as it's never been something you've really taken the time to study.
Yeah.
So the way sorcerers work, can they just see a magica spell cast and then be able to cast it? Like be able to understand the weave or something? Because I know it's not like wizards where they have to study it, write it in a book and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
In my personal view, sorcerers, it's very much more the innate thing, and very often I like to play sorcerers, they don't necessarily understand what is always happening to them. So understanding is usually one of the last things that comes to them, because they just get this thing and they try to control it.
Right.
I've heard of Misty Step. I've never really tried it or not Misty Step. I've seen that spell. Or heard of that spell. I've never really tried it myself.
I wasn't sure. I thought I might end up in the tree, but apparently the spell works. What he told me seems to work out.
Aren't you in a tree right now?
I meant to like inside of the tree.
Nightcrawler.
Oh, I see.
I climbed down.
Well, it does work.
Yeah,
Why not?
I just seem maybe you can help me with this. I just seem not to control how it looks when I do things. Like it just kind of does things in a way, and it doesn't seem like I can really not make it so terrifying for everybody that they think I am an evil demon.
You can't really control how it looks. That's kind of just based on who you are as a person.
Well, okay.
Not saying that you're scary, because to me, I don't see it as scary.
You have a flashback of last night of people's bodies being covered in chains from the water and dragged underneath.
But okay.
Maya's into that though, so that's not scary to her.
No.
She's a Triton. That's just going for a dip.
She's into the weird stuff we don't know about yet.
That's like missionary for Tritons.
Right, exactly. Just yawn.
It's the wood ball energy that's a little bit awkward.
I'm sorry, Maya. What were you saying? What were you gonna say?
Nothing. Please don't die.
Don't gag.
I hate you.
Go to magic.
All y'all right now.
It comes from
You love us.
It comes from your blood, right? That's what you said. It comes from.
Yes.
You just have it.
I learned to control it, which is.
See, mine isn't really. I can't. Not that I learned to control it. I just kind of learn it, but it's kind of very specific, to a very aesthetic. It's like not. I'm not much of a swimmer. I never really liked the water. It's like.
I mean, you are a cat, so.
I'm not much of a swimmer. I never really liked the water. Slow your roll, okay? I'm not a cat, number one. Number two,
You're part cat. How about that?
whatever. You're not part fish. I mean, come on. Regardless, I just was never one that loved to be in the water. So it's taking me an adjustment to get used to it.
That's
Sometimes
understandable.
thinking about the deep water, it really terrifies me. The overwhelming oppression of the weight of all of that water and the darkness that just seems to close. His eye, he looks off in the distance now. That it seems to close on you, and just there's no hope of ever escaping it. It's just so much bigger. And I just I'm just looking off now, hauntedly into the distance.
Hey, we're coming back. We're here now.
Yes.
Hi. What's going on? What are you doing?
Yeah, Fable
was
just has a
talking about
1,000-yard stare.
We were just talking about magic.
Yes,
Oh,
just
yeah.
magic.
Do you think I could learn to make magic one day?
No, that pipe is about the best as you're going to get. Just stick with the pipe.
I would.
Magic takes a lot of concentration and intelligence. I'm gonna try and pass
That
that.
is the sorcerer.
Anyway.
And the warlock also, who has a 0 intelligence.
I'm
So-
trying to make Monterey not.
You know
want
what?
to do
Maya, roll me a
magic.
deception check. Because that's
Oh,
a flat-out
no.
lie.
I'm trying to decide if I should roll an insight check or not.
Let's see if you have to. Oh! Maya the Wise.
Wow.
The intelligent. Maya the intelligent, as we call her.
Yep.
Wow, that's
Yep.
On your best day, you weren't beating a 23.
I was hoping for gold, man. Come on. Go for green. Go for
even
green.
20 wouldn't have done it. It wouldn't have done it.
So, yeah, I believe that.
But Maya and Fable, those two have been gone for over an hour, and they don't seem to have anything to show for it.
So what happened?
Just wait.
Alright, we tracked them back to a cave, and we'd actually pretty damn good job. We saw they were sleeping inside. We went to go dispatch of the 2 remaining wolves so that we could check the corpse with a sense of safety. But then we overheard that there were a few pups in the cave, and to be honest, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the risk or the slaughter of innocent animals at that point. Jack and I, right away, we decided we'd just bail and we'd leave him there. There was no reason to further agitate, this part of the woods that we've been in. So we left.
It's true. What do they call it, sir? Karma or something like that.
It's respect. I think ultimately it was to come down respecting the nature and the woods around us, and that was really it. Was all there was to it.
Plus, they were very fluffy.
Floofier.
And they were just like, yip, yip, yip. And I was
Yeah,
just
I
like, squee! And then
You could have killed the parents, and we could have sold the wolves as dogs in town.
I'm sorry. What?
That-
No.
I'm just kidding.
No.
I just stop. I'm mouth open, just stop talking.
Hey, joke, just trying to liven up. Not serious at all.
In the moment, the risk reward scenario didn't seem 1-to-1, so we bailed to be safe. And
I don't think we need his body, anyways. We looked through his clothes before. The captain will take our word. We have his maps.
Aye.
He'll leave us at the.
what's
caves.
of our wizard friend's body? Is there anything we've given a thorough once over? Should we bring it back with us, in case, or no?
Unless you want to carry it.
I mean, should he
Chop up.
know?
Perhaps
know the face of the person that maybe is
I can,
the...
I do the little thing in his head.
Oh shit, God, yeah, that's right. I forgot you could do the whole face thing. It's creepier when you do it unexpectedly.
Perhaps
Yeah,
there's
no, that's good. I think we got it.
if these are smugglers or pirates of that nature, then perhaps there's a bounty for capturing them. Might be worth taking back evidence of their defeat.
Aye, that's true.
We can chop off their heads and put it in the bag.
Oh,
shit,
that's a good
okay.
idea, so I'll get right to work.
We just get Omiros.
No.
Omiros can carry the leader back, perhaps the lead. Right?
He's the other ones.
Do we know? What?
How
Why do we
strong
need-
is Omiros?
He has a 12, I want to say, off the top of my head.
Just take the head. Just take the head.
That's what I was saying. Just take the head.
Y'all
go
can
over
cut
and
off
I-
the heads.
I'm gonna start trying to.
Where's Omiros' token?
Who?
Maya turns and just walks to the bridge, edge of the bridge, and just like, y'all let me know when that's done.
Yeah, he has a
I'm
12.
fine with.
How's it going,
actually, like,
Steampunk? Yeah, I'm gonna start just taking that because I don't have a hatchet. Does anybody have like a hatchet? And I like just hold up my cutlass like this is kind of an inferior weapon for the job. All right, axe. So,
I got a knife, or I mean,
It's even
I
worse.
got a bow staff.
oh no, that's
Get
not
the
gonna help.
That's even worse.
we could smash his neck off.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Let me.
I'm gonna just take my cutlass and I'm just gonna start sawing with it.
Just chop. It's a cutting weapon. Just chop.
Monterey, roll me a Constitution saving throw as you try and get through several bodies.
Can I just what? Can I just
mean-
show him where to chop? Like, can I show him like this is the exact location that would be easiest to?
Okay.
I'm a sailor.
These guys are
I
on
have-
fire.
I have
Okay.
smelled some gnarly things and seen my share of blood, sirs and
I'm
madam.
cleaning your face. I mean, after you get splayed with blood, and then I clean your face
Yeah.
immediately. So it's just like
It's
a palpate.
perpetual precipitation to clean the blood up.
Yeah, and he Fable, he keeps you busy as Jack seems to enter almost this practiced method of beheading people who maybe have been enemies and have run afoul.
Is his training from the Navy? The Navy teach you directly to how to
You do
behead
this
things
in
in
the
I spent
correct manner?
I spent many days beneath decks battling the rat folks, and it taught me to be hardened against blood and carnage. Says.
Going through that bone's gonna be like a nightmare.
I mean, you guys have all the heads of all the smugglers.
We need one head.
I'll put them in some clothes
no.
that we have.
Oh God.
I
I put
collected
them in
them
some
all.
clothes of the one of the guys, and we'll just pop that in there.
Actually, about to throw up.
I'm a-
So gross.
I'm a tenacious
I'm on
little
the
mouse.
bridge and I look over. I'm like, look, I'm Omiros.
That's not how
Mine's
you
like
pronounce
right
his
beside-
name, sir.
Well, I think we accomplished all we needed to do.
I
Let's get back in town and sell these goods and get us some better armor.
think we accomplished more than we planned on doing here. But yeah, let's head back.
All right.
Okay.
We wake Omiros up if he's been sleeping the whole time. Oh, he's
No,
wait, he operates the bow staff, right? Yeah, he's up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Omiros can carry all the heads back.
Full makeover.
Mhm.
Yeah, it has all the makeup that Maya and
And he doesn't know because there's no
I picture,
mirrors.
I picture what are the Jewish singers that I can't think of the name of? Kiss, right? The full like white and fucking black like makeup on it.
That's
so
like
Oh yeah, I made him look like a mime. That's exactly what I was
it's
thinking.
like
A full
David
mime.
I
Bowie.
was thinking actually like actual makeup, like you get.
Well, no, it's
The
mime,
pigment.
but with the rosiest lips. That you work on the lips, just the rosiest lips.
It's like
The
late
little
And the
pink-
rosiest
70s.
cheek.
yeah,
little pink
rosiest- like a French mime. Okay, a French mime. How about that? He's very.
We gotta go like late 70s
French
David
accent on it,
Bowie.
but okay. I'm actually not well versed in American versus French mimes, but we're gonna take your word for it and we'll move on here.
Okay.
So you guys break camp and you begin to make your way back through the woods to Saltmarsh, which you do. With it being daylight, you feel much more confident in where you are going, finding your footing. And Syd in particular, you know at least the edges of these woods fairly well for the being involved in the Carpenters Guild. And you guys find yourself back in Saltmarsh on the north side.
I think we'd head directly to
Captain.
our captain, correct? Captain Copperlocks, Captain Bronze Locks, Captain
Fire.
Silver Locks,
Fire.
Captain
Firelock?
Fireborn.
Fireborn.
Fuego Locks, Wiggleborn.
Captain Firelord.
I'm gonna go check in with my mom.
Ooh.
Okay.
Does anybody want to come with me for backup?
Ooh. I'll roll a
We
d20.
can all go and check in first, but like
With the bag full of heads?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Can we not? Let's all go to see the captain first, and then we'll all back her up at mom's. Because
Ooh. Yeah, let's
see
the captain first, and then we'll deal with the bigger threats here in the cruise. Your mom.
Seriously. I'm not going to her mom's house with a bag full of heads. There's no way that's happening.
You know.
Be like, hey, we're just checking in. We just spent the night out in the woods. Don't worry about this. Just dripping blood.
He has to cross the bridge, and you know how he gets vomity. You know, we'll just
full bounty.
You got any breakfast cakes? Yeah, let's not do that.
The captain's place, please, GM. A post haste, if you don't mind.
So, you guys make your way through town, and you go back to Hullwatch Tower, the residence of the guards, as well as the working place of Captain Eleander Fireborn. And you gather some attention. You guys are not in the best of shape currently, having just come from the woods in a night, pretty much roughing it. And having a blood-stained bag is rather...
It's in the bag of holding.
Oh, you want to put the bag of holding?
Fabric, yeah, so.
Okay. Still, you guys look a little beat up, and you guys gather some eyes, especially since you did some asking around the day before. But quickly enough, you're able to find yourself back in Hullwatch Tower, and you are allowed in. And you see Captain Fireborn once more at his desk, apparently doing some paperwork.
So you've all returned. What news have you?
The best news. Drum roll.
Minor illusion.
We have got your maps, and we punished the bandits responsible.
Oh,
Minor illusion.
Flourish out the maps. On the table. Your maps, sir.
Yes, these all seem to be in order. And you say you punished those who so there was more than one then.
Minor illusion drum roll.
Indeed, sir. The heads.
No.
Well, what we've gathered is the merchant that we found in the house. He was the one who actually broke into your house and stole the maps. Bought climbing gear from
Winston.
I was looking at my notes. From Winston, who has verified it, by the way. Yes, and we tracked him into the forest where he was meeting with his patrons that he wanted to sell the map to, but being bandits, they killed him instead of paying him. So we found the maps with them. And they were none other but the bandits from the house that we went to priorly. So, one the big circle.
Karma.
Yes.
He was tied up in the house that we had investigated before, so I believe there is some sort of previous history between your thief and these other scoundrels.
Well, that's very interesting. And what did you do to these scoundrels, as you say?
Minor illusion.
Stop that. Maya's gonna hit.
Enough of that. It's like once for dramatic effect. After that, it just kind of...
Minor illusion ends.
Okay. We were forced to kill them in the fight. We weren't sure if you wanted proof or they had bounties, but we have their heads.
Oh.
Please do not pull them out.
I pull them out.
Maya turns and just turns.
I just stand there very confidently, like, yes, we have defeated this threat.
Heads.
Oh, okay. Omiros stomachs it as well. The captain looks over.
Well, some of you have stronger stomachs than I might have anticipated.
And he will actually take the time to look through each of the heads.
Through?
Some of them indeed do have some bounties on them. And if
and he goes through some more paperwork.
Yes, if I were to add them all up, like so. I believe that all of you are owed 210 gold for bringing these people to justice.
It was worth the time I took to saw off their heads then. Yes, indeed.
For future reference, we do. Bodies are also acceptable as opposed to dismemberment. But I understand that carrying them can be a bit of a chore.
I'm
So
a very
heavy, there's-
small mouse, sir.
So heavy, those guys. We have no strength-based characters in our entire party, we've learned. So, we brought the finer bits. Do you do ears? Are ears an acceptable form of payment? Or
Not exactly easy to identify someone by their ear, unless you have some talents that I'm unaware of.
Oh, I probably don't. So,
Speaking of identifying bodies, sir, we were unable to actually bring back the thief himself. He was drug off by a pack of wolves, and we were unable to recover his remains.
we did see them directly, so hopefully that's enough proof to you that he's no longer a player in this game. But it is true that his body was it's wolf feces now, more or less, to be direct. But
we did bring the heads of these others as proof, and hopefully that will be enough to back our word for this thief, of course.
and the maps.
Yes, the maps.
Indeed.
So
Yes, I dare say it will be. And as a matter of fact, I think, given your success with the house as well as regaining my belongings, I think you're long overdue to have a meeting with the Council of Saltmarsh.
alrighty.
Indeed. Sir.
What time is appropriate for everyone?
Well, if you are all available, they are probably due to adjourn after lunch at, say, 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, 2 o'clock. That's yeah, I think that works, right? And I'll instead of look around. Fine.
Yeah.
It's cleaned up. And...
Yeah, we'll get the old head juice also off of us, and meeting where exactly is at the council chambers that Sid would probably know about.
Yes, the council
Okay.
chambers and the town hall.
There we go. Yeah.
There also was the payment for the maps, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Let me.
Did I ever give you?
Merchant.
Was
Are
it a
you?
fa- I think it was
Are
a
you just
favor,
making that
wasn't it?
up?
No,
Was it
you
paid?
did,
No, there
you did
was.
promise payment.
There was a
There was a
reward
payment.
Okay.
for the maps themselves.
I believe it was 200 gold as well.
8,000 gold, maybe
No.
40,000 gold. I don't remember as much.
No, I think it was like 100 or 50 or somewhere in there.
I
thought it was a favor, so I have no fucking clue.
The
It was,
reward
it was
for
gold and a favor. It was gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Then just say 100. What's the fucking matter?
the gold we just got for the bounties was something we just came up with.
Separate. Yeah.
Yes, it was. So he will nod and once more reach under, and you hear the clinking of coins, and he will provide you several sacks, in which is stacks of gold, which amount to about 310.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, so
Okay.
let me just do the math here. So everybody take 104 gold for your cut.
Okay.
Can we trade this in for some?
Wait,
Platinum.
how does everyone get 104 out of 310?
Well, I
Plus
added
the
that
200
to
and
310 total. I was adding that to the.
Yes.
okay.
Total. Okay. So it's
Divided
two.
by
Sorry,
five.
it was.
So 210 for the bounties and 100 for the maps,
okay.
plus a favor
Got it. So
and
60
goodwill.
62 gold. I'm gonna just take 6 platinum and 2 gold.
How much? 62 you said?
62 gold.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, did any of you find anything of interest on the smugglers?
No, not much. They didn't really have anything. Yes, not really. Just some daggers and short swords that we were going to sell into town. If that's okay with you, of course. We find ourselves in need of better armor.
Roll me a deception check, Fable.
Okay.
Is that all we found? We found something else?
Yes.
What did we find?
All of their smuggled goods. There was alcohol, there was silk, there was...
Fuck, why? I'm rolling so bad tonight.
Ooh.
Is it too late to try and...
I actually gave the captain disadvantage, but he rolled a natural 16 and a 19.
Okay.
He gives you a look.
Well, if nothing else, these are indeed the smugglers from the house. I was under the impression that they had other accomplices who were planning to use that place as a drop-off point. You found nothing to that end?
What do you mean? Like,
I feel
notes
like...
or something?
I really feel like Monterey would start talking at this point. I don't
All
know.
right. I mean, we did find some of these casks of brandy. It wasn't much. I mean, I didn't think you wanted... I'll pull out a cask. It's like a small... It's like a cask, right? It's like a little...
Yeah. It's like a...
I'll pull out a cask of brandy and be like, here, you can have... We found only a couple, but here's one for you to enjoy with your... I put it on the desk.
That won't be necessary. I'm more interested in information.
Oh, well, there was nothing, right? There was no information.
I think.
I was hoping one of you guys would do another check, but none of you did this morning. But if you hand over the papers and Samblay sort of papers, essentially, he will look through them and he... let's see. Yeah, he will look through and he will point out...
It says here that there's planning to be a drop-off in the cove underneath the house.
I thought we looked through the papers. We didn't see this before?
You didn't roll high enough. I was going to give you another chance, but yeah.
Well, good for us for not cheating the system, I think. I think at this point, we're genuinely like, well, given all of that was going on, we didn't quite... we just got your map and we brought them back. We didn't, look too much further into everything that was going on.
Oh, don't misunderstand me. I'm not trying to lay blame or trying to make you seem less than completely honest. But if there is indeed supposed to be a drop-off tonight, I think the council and myself might be interested in employing you further to possibly make sure that this drop-off goes the way of Saltmarsh as opposed to the benefit of the smugglers.
I would like to defend our home and show them that it will no longer be a place for their nefarious undertakings.
I like the drop of the home. Alrighty, I think, now that we have the council or the city guard on our side, perhaps you guys can flank the river and we move down back through the tunnels that we know in the house, and perhaps we can kind of pinch this operation to the benefit of Saltmarsh, as you say.
I think that sounds highly agreeable. And if you keep your meeting with the council this afternoon, I'm sure another reward could be procured for you with a successful adventure.
To be completely honest with each other, these maps and these charts and these logs that we found, is there something more nefarious going on here that you know of, or are we just like, what? Do you have any sort of hint as to why someone would want these maps outside of your home, or?
I'm afraid I'm not entirely sure. These are old relics, and they are unusually preserved, but they are just the land that we live in every day, so I'm not entirely sure. Although, and he looks down at the map that had all of the markings and ley lines, etc. These markings were not here. When last I saw this, they seem to be indicating someplace in the drowned forest. Not a very nice place to visit.
Maya say her nursery rhyme out loud for all of us?
Yeah, she would have.
Would I have heard any kind of legends about this place?
No.
I will repeat the
Well,
Fable tale. But unless you want to, Maya.
Maya too. I can.
Hi, Maya, didn't you say there was something about an old wives' tale or something along that
It was
measure?
a nursery rhyme I learned when I was little here.
Fable's face looks so pained as you're giving away this information.
So you share the nursery rhyme.
Well, I suppose with the mention of trees and a river, it's possible that that's this place, but I mean, many places seem to be able to fit that description. How are you so certain?
I turned to Fable.
Perfect. When in doubt, turn to Fable.
We are not certain, it's just a guess. But obviously they were interested in it. As I know, bandits, they don't do anything if there's not something behind it.
And these bandits, were they sort of your run-of-the-mill mercenary types, or were there any more magically inclined?
The leader was a wizard. Not a very powerful one.
He was taken out very effectively by our own Mr. Fable here. It was quite magnificent, to be sure.
Yes, a crossbow bolt right to his face works wonders.
Turns out, shuts up the most impressive wizards if you just shoot them right to the throat.
Right in the
It's
face.
pretty impressive.
The wizard Achilles heel. Just
I really feel that most wizards, their entire physical body is just a big Achilles heel.
Well, let's not, diminish the fact here. So,
Spellcasters can be quite.
would you be in the council
Maya kind of
meeting?
just glares at Monterey.
Would you be in the council meeting?
I will, yes.
All right, I think we'll break for now. Collect ourselves, clean ourselves up. Our friend here has dirt on his face, and I point to Omiros, who has my makeup all over his face.
I was wondering if he was
Don't worry
trying
about
something
what-
new.
No, it's fine. It's just this little dirt. He slept hard in the soil there.
It's kind of just doing a
I've
little
never
wiggle.
seen dirt do that to anybody before.
And we'll meet you all for our meeting at post like 2-ish in the afternoon. Correct, at the town hall.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll leave this sack of heads with you, and
Just,
you take care of it.
not the sack, just the heads.
Will not.
No,
Yes,
we
will not be.
don't want these-
It's very stained at this point. We'll not be needing those heads any further.
and we'll see you then, and thank you for your camaraderie.
What?
I still, on the way out the door, he's like backing out, drumming.
So awkward. It's like the most awkward exit we've ever done. Like,
Maya's like, we'll see you in a little bit.
it's-
And kind of does a head bow kind of thing.
He gives a shallow nod back to you in acknowledgement.
I still feel like Omiros's makeup should be like late 70s David Bowie, but that's just me.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there in a little bit.
No, it's Labyrinth Bowie. Okay.
If he falls asleep,
Yes! I just
False
rewound
sleep
it.
You
again,
gotta do
we'll
up his
paint him
hair. You gotta put some egg whites in his hair or something,
once we're outside, what the fuck are we into right now? What just happened?
I think they want us to help. I think if we do this, we're getting good with the council, and we could definitely get the house that you guys want so badly. We just have to, take
Just
out
go
these-
back through the death house and get back to the bottom and try and.
We already cleared the way. There's no more death.
Yes, we've
Really?
killed everything there for certain.
But things could have moved back in through the past day, 2 days.
There's
What
nothing
time
to
is it now?
worry
How much time
about.
do we have before the meeting, DM?
Say again?
How much time do we have before the meeting? Like another. Like,
You guys have
3
a good
hours?
4 hours.
4 hours. Okay.
I think the plan. Let's get cleaned up.
Alright.
I want to try to sell some of these. Try to get us some better armor by selling off some of this blacksmith.
To Winston or to is there a blacksmith? There's a blacksmith I would know of probably.
There is
Yeah.
a blacksmith. Let me
He's
look
on
up
the-
name. It's the leathersmith. Yes, it is called the Dwarven Anvil. and it is run by a woman named Mafara.
We check in with Maya's mother. What else?
Go to the
did
meeting,
we-
and then
Did we take that job with our tiefling friend?
yes, but that's down the road. That's after the party.
We have time for that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, she said it was like after the party.
I'm still hesitant on going on that job. I don't
We're all
trust
hesitant.
Her.
We're all
I don't
hesitant
trust.
on all
Like,
the
I don't
jobs.
want to go. I don't want to go.
Maya, I don't trust her either, but she's like, in the business we call, okay, she's not trustworthy, but she is trusting. If you are in business with her, she will live up to her deals. Her appearance and her reputation is everything. So as long as we stay on her good side, she will be a powerful ally.
In
Yes.
engineering, we call them they're linchpins. They're these people that are fundamental to the movings and the manipulations of the economy or society. So we need at least to be respectful of her. Even if we don't have to take the job, we should be respectful of her though, because we need to
I will
dance around
respectfully
her.
decline her offer because I don't want to be associated with her.
Okay,
We
well,
kind of already accepted the job. If we kind of back
Well-
up now, it will be bad for
We're the-
us.
we have an immediate threat in front of us tonight. It seems it's coming quickly, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
From my reading
So-
of the Book of Ayus, she is definitely not someone that we should trust for an extended period of time.
No, I don't. You should not join the religion, of course, and you should not.
Nah, they have a pretty cool whip though. Pretty cool whip.
That is pretty fancy whips.
Cool
you could-
whip.
You could just,
Cool.
just say you want to be in the church, get the whip, and then back out. You don't just get the whip and leave. That's what
Now I
whip.
want, now I want ice
Whip it.
cream. God damn it!
I get the reference. Listen,
Of course I do.
have we checked in
Family
on
Guy.
our little redheaded? What's your Brooke? Have we checked in on Brooke recently?
That's
either?
what I
Should
was
we-
actually going to ask you about, if I could go check on Brooke after I talked with my mom.
She's been
Yeah,
kidnapped
Probably have
3 days
time,
ago.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go
So-
talk with... We're walking and talking, right?
Sure.
Aye.
Okay.
Brooke got
Uh,
kidnapped by Captain Caitlin like 3 days ago.
Do you want to? Yeah, right. Do you want to split and you lot go try and sell and make some money on the recently acquired armor, and then myself, Maya, and whoever else can check in with her mother and Brooke, and
You
then
come with me.
me, because I'm good looking.
Sure,
I
we'll go with
ship
that.
Okay, so who's going with Maya? Omiros,
I mean, I can go by myself.
Jack.
Jack, and Omiros.
Yeah, let's
You,
take Jack.
you see his whiskers kind of wilt a little bit, and his ears kind of like droop down a little bit, and he just kind of gets this, like the
We should
most
send
fearful expression you've ever seen on Monterey.
we should send
Jack,
Omiros because
my
at least
mom's not
he's
that bad.
grounded. Or
My
do you
mom
need?
is
Do we
not
need?
that bad.
Do we need
Let
Omiros?
me just do some. I just start cleaning them up a little bit, like getting rid of the makeup.
Mhm.
Just
Easy enough to do.
Maya didn't get hit at all during that fight, so she looks just like she's been
Flawless.
through the woods.
I'm bossy.
Yeah, but you don't look like a French mime, so.
Yet.
True.
I have to pay extra for that usually. Okay, so I will go with Fable, and the three of you go with Maya and see Brooke, and we will meet up at the
Well, Maya
goats.
will want to go. Maya will want to go alone to go see Brooke.
Okay, that's probably fine, right? I suppose we'll all meet up at the not the empty net, but the more social one, the
Wicker
The
goat.
wicker goat, right?
The wicker goat. I can go with Fable
At
instead.
we'll say 1-ish, so that we have time to get to our council meeting. 3 hours. Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah.
All right, break team. All right, here we go.
We need some type of like group huddle or group
Yeah, what are we gonna call ourselves?
handshake.
We're gonna have to come up with a team
Misfit.
name.
That has to come naturally. We don't worry about that. But
Copper
we need
locks.
Copper line.
No, the locks.
Ginger locks. Ginger locks.
The Goldilocks.
Peephole
What's a-
watchers.
No.
Ooh,
No.
People,
No.
we know we'll break and we'll come back, and when we find a good name, we'll come up with something.
Maybe-
We gotta-
It's just
The community can help us come up with a good name.
the whip, the whips, the whipettes,
I don't want whip in the
the
name.
cool,
Picture whip.
cool whips.
The peephole whippers.
All right.
No,
you know
no
what?
peepholes.
I'm out of here. You guys are
Yeah, I'm going to follow Fable at this point.
Who am I going with?
Me.
Maya and
Okay.
Omiros.
Oof, I'm scared. All right.
So we'll start off in that direction, as it is not very far from Watchtower to Maya's home, both in the south side of Saltmarsh. And so, Maya, you approach your house. At this point, it is getting late morning, and you see your younger brother, Theo. He seems to be tending to some of the chickens outside in the front yard.
Okay. Maya's gonna stop them like before we get closer to the house. Like, do not mention the heads. Do not mention killing. Do not mention magic.
Okay.
Should we mention
Monterey.
the being attacked by wolves?
No.
Okay.
Don't mention anything dangerous.
So the arrows flying at us and the bodies in the road, the bandits.
All that is off limits.
All of that.
All that is off limits. Okay.
Wait, bandits! And you see your little brother right behind you.
What?
We were just telling a story.
We were playing
Monterey just told
soldier.
me- Yeah.
Well, she said
He
we were
used to be
telling
in
the. Sorry.
he used to be in the Navy here, and he was telling me about some stories about when he was fighting bandits.
Aren't bandits on the water called pirates?
Well,
Very
they could be-
astute.
Yes. But when he was docked here, he'd fight the bandits here too.
Where were you? Mom got worried last night.
We went into the woods, and we're looking around for some stuff.
What stuff do you look for in the woods at night?
The captain had asked us to go retrieve some stuff from the woods. Just some small stuff for him. I haven't seen you in a few days, and I need a hug. Isn't he he's like 9?
Yeah, he's on the younger side. So yeah, he as soon as you say that, he grabs you and just gives you a big old hug around you.
I missed you, Theo.
I miss you too. You're never around.
I know, I'm sorry. Is Mama up right now?
Yeah, it's like after 10.
True, that was a stupid question. Let's go in and see her. I'm gonna pick him up and carry him.
Ah! And yeah. And you go inside and you find your mom. She is sitting in a rocking chair and she seems to be working on a quilt.
Mama, I'm home.
Oh, so you are.
I'm really sorry. I didn't know we'd be staying out there all night.
I suppose I should be happy you're just here in one piece and only gone for one night this time.
Yes.
So, what's the story?
We did retrieve the items for
The
captain.
items.
I did tell her that we were.
Oh,
going
you
out.
did, yeah. After the bar.
Yes. We did go and retrieve the stuff for the captain. And as you can tell, we are not badly injured.
I suppose that's something to be grateful for. And nothing bad happened?
She left the
Nothing
face
bad
paint on
happened.
Omiros. Just like, we're not badly injured, and it's just a fucking French
No, I
mime.
cleaned it. I cleaned him up.
I know, but you should have left it. Dude. Like,
Yeah.
a better story.
I am definitely in the background and examining all the meanings of quiet as a church mouse and just very shrunken within myself and trying not to be noticed.
At this point, I would have put Theo down, by the way.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not just constantly holding.
Mhm,
Nothing bad happened.
Would you agree with that, Monterey?
What? Yes, cleaning my earring over here. What? I'm sorry. What, madam?
I was just wondering what happened last night. So that kept you
Maya
out
kinda
all
shoots him a
night
look.
Oh,
and made it so you could not return by daybreak.
okay. Let's do this.
What are you doing? What are you
What are you doing?
Just do a thing. Say what you're saying.
Right down the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Right
just
down
do
the
your
middle
thing.
of the road. Um, oh, yes. Well, everything did go according to plan.
Mama, he's a little skittish, so.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what are your plans for today?
Well, I was gonna go after this, go see Brooke, see how she's adjusting, and just check on her, make sure she's all right. And then we have a meeting with the council.
Oh.
Um, some of our friends are wanting to get that whole old house and fix it up, make it livable. And we were going to talk to the council and see if we are able to get it by doing some favors for them.
Well, I was about to say I didn't think any of you were that particularly well situated financially.
No, ma'am, we aren't.
To be fair, madam, your daughter is making quite some strides within the hierarchy of the town.
Yes, I do have. I'm gonna give my mom 100 gold.
100 gold?
Whoa!
She's my
that
mom.
much?
I would do that.
You have that
fine,
much?
50 gold. Yeah.
She hasn't spent anything.
She hasn't
I
spent.
haven't.
Damn.
I haven't. Oh yeah, we just got like 6 platinum. So
Yeah, but I can't put that in my sheet. Like anytime I can't even pull up my sheet.
Oh.
We'll have to figure that out.
Okay. Well, her eyes get very, very big, and Matt, where exactly did you get all this?
From the captain, from doing that favor.
Indeed, ma'am. It's all very legitimate. We've been working, doing service for the captain of the guard. It's all very legitimate, I promise you.
Say it one more time. Makes it really come home.
that makes it sound more true.
We're not lying, so we're not being.
That's true. That's
I'm-
true. It is legitimate. That's
I
true.
am not good at this, guys.
You're doing
Killing
it.
bandits and beheading them for money is very it is legitimate.
But we're not talking about that.
Well, you're not talking about it.
I don't think
Don't ask the captain.
this
It's
kind
legit.
of money generally comes from doing things that are safe and, shall we say, not dangerous for this amount of time.
Oh, well, the wizard wasn't even dangerous
went-
at all.
We were going to retrieve the map. That's it.
She stands up at this point and just pulls you into a big hug, and you, Monterey, you see her wave Theo over and grabs him in a big old hug too.
She didn't hear what I
Maya
said.
hugs.
She didn't hear what
Maya
Monterey
hugs
said.
Theo too.
Yeah, she heard, but she also you don't know this woman quite as well as Maya does,
Okay.
and so I just want both of you to be safe. And if you could possibly not just go looking for trouble around every single corner, that would make me much happier.
I don't go looking for trouble.
To be fair, it does seem to find us quite easily.
Maya kind of just like waves her hand, like stop helping.
All right. Well, I have things to do, and you said you want to look in on Brooke, so why don't you go on and get to that?
You mind if I take Theo with me? They're about the same age. I think they could get along, and he could have a little friend to play with. That's
All right, if you think that she's
safe, Mama.
all right. Should I expect you home for supper?
Yes. Maybe.
All right.
I'm already like very slowly backing my way out the door.
All right. And you guys go and make your way over to the Oland estate where Brooke is currently being put up by
Oh, so it's just me and Theo at this point.
What do you do with Monterey and
I'm like,
Omiros?
y'all can go back to because Brooke doesn't like them. She'd hide and not do anything.
I gave her cheese.
Yeah, what
She
are you
still doesn't-
talking about? What type of
Okay.
children don't like furry goat men?
Ooh.
Okay, if y'all think. Okay.
Everyone gets comment of the week.
So you guys make your way over there. Meanwhile, Fable and Syd, you guys are making your way, I believe, to the blacksmiths.
Alrighty. So do I just drum roll whenever it feels appropriate, or should you want to give me like a wink? What's your play? What's the appropriate drum
Just
roll
say drum.
situation?
You have to feel it, just like this is the time.
I feel, but I feel a drum roll in my soul all the time. Everything I do is like.
Too much. The roll. The roll
just
is
like-
only effective when it's a once in a while thing, not when it's a
Okay,
every
so
second
sparsely use it for the perfect moment when I really when I double feel
roll.
it. Okay,
Yes, but it
okay,
really needs to
Dramatic
accentuate the moment.
okay. You hear that,
And
food
only
for
for some people. The captain, I can tell it. His heart. He
Aye.
loves the drama, right?
He,
You don't
yeah,
give the face of a stone guy, but in
Right.
his heart, he likes the theatrics. But other people, they might not. So you just got to
Yes.
play them.
okay.
You have to see in them what they might not even know themselves want, and then you have to give them that. Then they end
Aye.
up trusting you more, and then you can get things from them.
I'll try to have some other musical pieces too, like maybe not just drums, maybe like a soft
Flute.
a violin, yeah, or a whimsical flute,
Like a
or
tuba,
Exactly.
Like if Jack messes up, you could have like a sad trombone.
like bah, bah, bah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, I'll work on it.
So you guys make your way. Syd is able to lead both of you fairly easily to the place known as the Dwarven Anvil. Rather rustic-looking place, but very busy. You hear the constant sounds of clanging of metal on metal, even from outside. And there is a very clear thin metal sign with an anvil hanging above what appears to be just more a missing wall than anything. And you see inside there is a rather large and beautiful wrought iron anvil and an entire forge, as a matter of fact, inside. And you see a dark-skinned woman with her hair tied up and pulled back, working a forge, and a younger man, same dark skin, seeming to be assisting her with turning the metal on something that she's currently working on.
I just want to take a second to kind of watch her and kind of see what she's about. I want to get like an impression of her
Pervert.
kind of personality, is what I mean. Like how should I approach to be the most amenable towards her?
Roll me an insight check.
Can I throw guidance on this, or is that not?
Yeah, you can. You're not in any sort of rush.
I don't like to use guidance all the time, so I'll just ask you pretty much, when it's appropriate. Man, my rolls have been utter shit today.
Alright, utter shit.
Could you assist me in this, or is that too late?
I will
mean,
say, so I didn't say it, but I also saw the roll now, so it doesn't matter. I was gonna say, because I agree 100% with what you're doing, because if they're working, it's actually kind of interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe even like put a hand on his chest, like, because he's excited to sell what he wants to sell, and just say like, like take in the moment, like read the locals. I also saw his role, so if you want to completely bypass all that bullshit, I get it. But like, it is interesting to see people in the motion of working and being in the moment, and whatever. It's fine if it's bullshit. It doesn't matter.
Sid, you can roll for yourself for insight.
I will roll an insight check.
I rolled over a 10.
It's like a 45 for me because I have like really high insight, I think.
No, you don't, apparently.
Insight? What?
Apparently you have a +1, which
Horse
I have
shit.
higher insight than you.
Oh, maybe it's a different character.
seems odd for a rogue, but,
No, it isn't. It is a different character, yeah.
It just depends. Mine's Fable's.
I put all intelligence. I thought insight was wisdom, which is not what I used this time. So,
Mhm.
or the other way around. I mean,
So, with a dirty 20, though, Sid, you are aware that both these people are. They are a mother and son, and the mother, as I said, is named Mafara, and the son is named Jasper, like Jasper, only with a K. And they are longtime residents of Saltmarsh. They are the go-to people for any sort of metal work. You, with Carpenter's Guild, have worked with them many times when they do sort of like hinges or locks or that sort of thing. And they also come to you for combined projects. And they are both pretty much cornerstones of this community, known to be very fair, if a little brusque in their mannerisms.
Are they blacksmith or leather workers? I'm sorry.
Blacksmiths.
Okay.
Sid, why don't you you begin the conversation and then maybe introduce me as a merchant.
What's already pushing here? We have some armor that we found.
We have some bows and arrow, some weapons
Okay.
that I want to try to trade for 3 sets of studded leather armor. We also have these mariner's armor that I would
So
like
like
to
maybe
sell.
perhaps for like favors or like okay,
No, to sell.
to sell. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Of course. Yeah. We'll try. Of course.
Just you seem to be, if you know them, it would be good for you to make the introduction to them.
All right. Jasker and Mothra, whenever you get a moment, no rush, dear, no rush, guys. Just take your time. It's a good
And you
strike.
see the young man lift up a cherry red piece of metal and push it into what appears to be a barrel of water, and there's a loud hissing noise as they both wipe down their brow and turn around. You see that Mafra actually has this cloth tied around her forehead, which catches a lot of the sweat, and she comes forward. You see this is a fairly athletic woman. Her arm in particular is impressive, and she walks forward. Have we met?
Mothra, dear, it's Syd. I come here often if you like, find woods or whatever to offset your work.
Right. You're the yeah. So, what do you need?
Well, we come across some goods. We were hoping to see if you needed any, if you wanted to like barter the trade for their services or for other items. My friend here is he's a fine merchant, a simple merchant, honest. But we have items to sell. So, Fable, this is Mufra and Jaskar with a K.
Greetings, I am Fable, a merchant from out of town. I have some business with you if you would be open.
Certainly, if you have wares, let's see them.
All right. Yes, I found myself in need of some armor, and I have weapons that I do not need, so I was hoping for some type of trade. I shall bring out, like, each of the weapons kind of individually and place them down, like, kind of, not slowly, but, like, very deliberately and carefully. Kind of keep myself, like, very, business-minded. So it's, like, 4 long bows, the crossbow, the 2 short swords, the 2 long swords. I did tally them up just for, like,
good.
cost.
Good.
I know it's like usually like half value. Yeah, I wanted it for you. So it's 300 just like straight book cost.
Okay.
And I'm looking for 3 studded armors, which when you calculate them is actually less than half of that. So I'm just hoping to kind of trade basically for those. I have these, and I'm in need of 3 studded armors. And I've heard that you are armoring some of the best in the region. So.
Well, I do take care of the guards when I possibly can. So you say you're looking for studded leather armor?
Yes.
It's going to be for you two, I imagine. Who's the third for?
The third is a rather small, plucky mousefolk by the name of Jack.
I'm probably going to want to take some measurements on that one. I don't deal with a whole lot of that particular race, but
He's similar to me enough.
He's quite a bit smaller than you, I would think.
Oh,
Monterey, what do you think compared to a gnome?
Monterey's 2 feet 5.
2 foot something, yeah.
Yeah, you're a good head shorter than Syd.
Could we include the image for measurements, or is that inaccurate?
I think we could just send him by. I mean,
All right, he's probably at the goat now, probably just waiting for us.
yeah, we could just whatever. If you want to go run and get him, just to run. I still have some more stuff to do, so.
Well, I don't know if he'd be there, but I can go if you want me to and send him. Oh, we can send him by before. Do you need to make it now, dear, or do you have some? You have to like tune some down, like, cut some down.
I'd probably adjust it from someone about your size and just make sure that if it has my name on it, it's gonna work, and I'm not gonna take the risk that it doesn't. So yeah, if you could just send him along. What was his name?
His name's Jack. Monterey Jack. You'll hear him before you see him. I'm sure he's a plucky sort. Do you want me to leave you now, Fable, and I'll be back?
I mean, still have some adjustments and stuff to do. It's a business, so if you think you can get him, save some time before the meeting.
I don't know how long he's gonna be with Maya and such, but I don't mind waiting at the goat. I could have a few beers and work on me old smoking pipes a little bit.
But we need you as well to get fitted, so just get him.
What do you? Give me the quick up and down, real quick.
All right, and she will actually wave Jasker forward, and he will start taking things off, ready-made things, and start measuring you, doing adjustments on things. And within a good, he's very efficient, and in under 10 minutes, both of you appear to be measured, and they say, all right, both of you are...
As he's measuring me, I mean, Jasker, my friend, I have a companion. He's about yay big. He needs a teensy bit of wiggle room in the front of the studded leather, but also if you could mount a sort of like a soft leather sort of like pouch in the back just for him to sit comfortably. Here's an extra 3 silver
some
to
arrows
try
here.
to.
Here's some arrows for that.
Yeah, well, what? 3 silver for the effort and the time. I'd love to have him a little place where he could like kind of rest on my shoulder, but not be constantly clinging. He could have a little support there.
He gives a nod, and he starts... do you actually show him Floofers?
Yeah, I mean, Floofer, come say hi, and just so he can get the measurements if he needs anything.
Set out.
Mm-hmm.
Just go around showing people you're a floofer.
Okay. It's why I'm not allowed back in any of the colleges.
The proper gnome communities.
Yeah.
He gives a nod, and he starts making notes on some papers in the back. And Mephra comes up and says, all right, it looks like we have all your measurements. Send your friend along. I should have these ready. Do you need them ready by a certain time? Is this a rush order?
It is a rush order. We are helping the guard out tonight, actually. Would probably be good to have some better protection. So,
all right. Let's see. If by closing, have your friend come as soon as possible. And as for the rush order, I'm not going to be able to give you any change for these for the armor. That okay with you?
Yes, very, very much. I appreciate the hard work and dedication.
Right.
While she was kind of measuring, if I kind of looked around the shop, is there any like magical gear or?
Roll me a perception check.
While he's checking, of course, be sure to leave your mark on the armor you make, and so that we know to say like this armor is from our good friends Mafra and Jessica and in Saltmarsh, just to make sure that you get your due.
Don't worry, that's policy here. You always want to make sure you get credit for what you do. For Fable, you look around, you notice that everything seems actually, despite the kind of rustic overall impression, the tools and the forge and the anvil itself seem very nice. But that's really about all you can get with that roll.
That's a good anvil. That's a solid,
solid a big old piece of metal.
It's metal. It's black. It's an anvil. It's a good anvil. I'm going to say I do have an interesting proposition for you as well. Being such a high respected place, I have come across a very valuable piece of armor that you might be willing to commission or just buy from me. But it's magical, so you look like they saw it. I shall bring it out. Drum roll. I go and. Yeah, I pull out the mariner's armor.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, it's a expertly, craftily made. The links being almost seamless, like fish scales, and I've heard tales of it. Do we know about its properties?
You would. You can spend time with it, and if not attuned to it, you could learn the properties. Yeah.
But this is, especially for a sea town, you could get quite the good amount of money by, anybody who goes on a ship would love to wear this, as you cannot drown while wearing it. Also, I am not an expert, but I think, and I kind of show her the mark. I think this is the mark of a very well-known armor smith, if I'm not correct. Togglebottom Arthopoulos. No, my armor smiths. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go. That's gonna need a deception check.
Can I please roll well? Okay,
there you go.
15.
How'd it go? I gotta find it. What was the roll?
21.
Oh fuck yeah.
She looks it over and gives you an appreciative nod. I mean, it's a nice piece of work, but I'll be honest, I don't have the kind of funds to just throw away on this thing. What you might want to try, though, is offering this to one of the lords. Maybe they probably have money to throw around on something like this. I'd say either, let's see. Either Lord, I just had their names. Gellin Primewater or Anders Salmore.
Dear, do you mind offering a sort of
Or Anders Salmore.
a voucher of sorts to say like that you've looked at this armor and you approve of its quality? Because we want to bring this to the lords and show them that that we had it looked at, and it was approved that it's a quality piece, without the weird sorts of middleman of saying of like we just that we're making it all up, if that makes any sense.
I mean, persuasion check.
$19.
There we go.
You notice that she seems to be in a pretty good mood from this transaction, and she nods, and she'll walk over and do just a quick little note and sign it and hand it off to you.
Thank you, dear. We really appreciate it. I'll hand it to Fable. Letter of authenticity or whatever the fuck it is.
Is it possible to get our armor enchanted with the same magic?
Oh, not with these people.
No,
I don't
it's
think.
like made to be,
Fable, is there anything else you want to talk with these fine folk about?
Nobody needed anything, right? It was just the armor from the blacksmith.
Yeah, I think you're doing a big favor for everyone for getting armor that so I think we're
I'm just sad
unless you have a 20-foot whip. Is there a 20-foot whip anywhere on the stands? That's a real long whip. Really, honestly, probably an unwieldy whip unless you're in a Final Fantasy sort of campaign where you have the ability to.
Say that I whispered to him. I'm like, Sid, I don't think that was. I think that was his mind. Remember, what he saw himself. It's not reality. That's
Jasker, we appreciate you guys entertaining us, and we're sorry to interrupt your work. And hopefully, we'll see you guys soon with more wares and more coin to get pieces made. I'll be good on the studded leather. I'll send Jack right by as soon as I find him for the measurements.
Yeah, as long as he comes the next hour or two, we should have your order ready by sunset.
All right, we'll try to expedite him as quickly as possible. Thank you very much, dears.
All right. And you guys leave the Dwarven Anvil, and that is where we're going to take a quick little break.
Okay. Well, let us go ahead and do that. Thank you, everybody out there, for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you're enjoying this show so far. We are going to go ahead and grab some drinks and do all that party kind of stuff if necessary. Please do the same and come back and join us in just a couple of minutes here. We'll be right back.
My messenger.
All right. We are back. Welcome back to everybody. Thanks for sticking with us. We definitely appreciate that. Go for it, my friend.
Hey, so again, welcome back. We are just joining back, and we just finished a little bit with Syd and Fable. So now we go back to Omiros, Jack, and Maya. Traveling through Saltmarsh to a place you guys haven't really explored very much yet. This is the nicer district. There are large plots of land. This one in particular is on the coast that seem to be reserved into these sort of mini communities. And Maya, you would know the one that you're going towards is the Oland Estate. The proprietor of which is named Ada Oland, and she is in fact a member of the council. And you recall your mom told you that when your mom felt a little overwhelmed, she asked Ada to take on Brooke as she had much more assets to bestow upon a foundling child.
Yeah.
And so you guys come across what appears to be a gate. There are not city guards. You guys notice that they actually have a certain different coloration compared to the city watch, but they nod you through when they see Maya. And you guys find yourself in a sort of a mini community in a community. There are nice houses. You see that there's a good amount of land that's being used for a garden, as well as a good amount of livestock, and people are just tending the animals in the fields. And it's not very long before you hear pitter pattering of feet, and you see a familiar young girl run up and grab you in a hug.
I'll grab her and lift her up.
Mm-hmm. Oof. And yeah, you see the young Brooke has attached herself to you. Monterey, you see that Theo is not exactly impressed by this.
Little jealous.
Okay. I just kind of observe that and just kind of makes me think of my little brother Colby Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Jack.
What?
I forgot about Colby.
What? I have an older brother named Pepper Jack.
Oh, God damn it.
I forgot about Colby was a corgi too.
This all checks out.
He's much younger than I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But Maya Brooke is just a bit all smiles when she sees you.
I'll set her down and I'll be like, "Are you okay? Like, how have you been?"
You see that she looks much better. She is in actual clothes that seem to fit her. She is properly washed, although she does look. You notice that she's not wearing shoes, but that seems to be a personal choice. But she is clean and appears to be well fed for the first time since you've met her.
Do you like it here? I used to live here, and it was really nice too. You remember Theo, right?
She looks at Theo, and Theo kind of looks at her, and they just give this very.
Stay back.
Well, that was more of a high,
small,
but yeah.
Oh, small high, yeah.
Yeah. But you see Brooke tries to grab your hand and pull you further in to like show you around.
Oh, okay. And I'll also reach back and grab Theo's hand. So.
And so you guys are all. Go ahead, Monterey.
I'm pulling out my wheel of cheese that I have, and I kind of break off a hunk, and I offer some to Brooke.
Oh, she happily accepts. Yeah, she starts munching around, and she starts pointing around, and you guys see that this is a very nice sort of establishment, a nice operation going on. And you see people seem very happy here, working together, sort of all working together to the good of the community. And after a little bit of time, you see a woman with a sort of salt and pepper hair pulled back into a very tight bun, with sort of square spectacles on her nose, a human woman. And Maya, you would recognize this as Ada.
Hi, Miss Ada.
Hello, Maya. It's a pleasure to see you again. How have you been?
I've been very well. I was just coming to see Brooke.
Oh, yes, she is quite a spirited one, despite being not one for many words.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Ada hits the pipe, huh?
Well, you know.
Are you okay, Miss Ada?
Oh, it's just, don't worry, it's anything about it, dear. But I have heard that apparently you and your friends are coming to see me and some of the other council members later this afternoon.
Yes, we are. I'm looking very much forward to it.
Indeed, very exciting. And I kind of have my mouth full of cheese as I say this.
Oh, let me introduce you.
Holding.
You remember Theo?
Of course, it's good to see you again, Theo.
This is Monterey and Omiros.
I'm holding my half a wheel of cheese that I have left after my cheese binge the other night. And I kind of shove the last in my mouth and kind of wipe my hand on my jacket and then reach it out to shake her hand. Oh, pleasure to meet
She-
you.
She just barely hesitates before reaching out her hand to shake with yours.
Excuse their
Pardon me.
manners or lack of their.
Pardon my manners.
Of.
Indeed. My apologies.
Well, this looks like a military man, and most of them know to grab a meal whenever they have time.
Quite right.
And your other friend, Omiros, ma'am. Yes, Omiros, I don't believe I've ever quite seen someone like you before. No, ma'am. I'm come from the Feywild. Just sort of ended up here, and now just trying to make the best of it. I see. Well, I was just stopping by here for lunch, making sure nothing, unexpected happened, but I'm on my way back to the town hall if you'd care to escort me.
Yes, ma'am. And Maya will bend down and be like, I have to go, but I will be back soon to see you again. Okay?
She gives you a big smile and gives you another tight hug.
I'll give her a hug back.
Mm-hmm. And she runs off, scaring several chickens further into the compound.
And I'll turn to Theo. Will you be safe going back home?
Yes, Maya.
Okay, I just don't want Mom getting angry.
He runs off.
Got a spirited lad, your brother.
He is quite something.
I'm putting away the cheese.
Shall we go, Miss Ada?
Yes, let's, I think. And you guys begin walking back to the center of town. Meanwhile, that brings us to Syd and Fable. You guys have gone back to the Wicker Goat, and you appear to be waiting.
I forgot.
What?
What time is it now, DM?
It's getting on 1:10 or so.
It's kind of a little close to the old.
I mean, we got the Wicker Goat, they weren't there.
Right. You got the little cheese on your beard there on the right side of your face. Yeah, still there. Still there.
Hey,
It's
the
just,
cheese wheel is tempting.
We've all been there, man. Don't be about it.
Cheese wheel is
it's
tempting.
Fine. Well, we know we're meeting the council at 2. We got about 45-50 minutes. How long is it to go to the blacksmith and back for measurements? Probably about 10 minutes.
Well, you guys have already had your measurements, but
I know, but we
the
go Jack is the problem.
Yeah, go into my maps.
As per usual, apparently.
Would Jack or Omiros remember that they were meeting at the Wicker Goat?
Yeah.
Well, you should all
we
remember.
did.
Told all of you.
We didn't know there was a time deadline for the armor. Is the thing.
I should have thought
Right,
of it.
right.
I just had a brain part about that.
I mean, also, you guys are kind of like, manner-wise kidnapped.
True.
Yeah, sure.
But as for where is it? I think the. We're just gonna say it. All these main things are in the main part of town, except for the Wicker Goat. Wicker Goat is on the outskirts, as I said before.
So like a 5-minute, 10-minute run there and back, probably at tops. I mean, I think we just wait for them here, and then if they don't come by, I don't know, 15 till 2, we just.
You wait here. I'll wait here. You go out and just look for them, and then we'll meet back here if we don't.
Where the hell would I look? By Maya's house?
I just run around. I don't
No,
know.
because I said that I was going to go mention. I didn't mention I
Right.
was going to go see Brooke.
Do we know where Brooke is as a party?
I would know where
I
she's
think
like.
you
staying.
should. I think Maya shared it.
So you
Yeah.
know we were there.
Go. I'll wait here. You go, and then we'll meet up and just meet back here before the time, and then.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm finished my beer and
So Sid would probably be outside when we went out or something. I don't know.
I would head. in the
Eventually,
direction,
you run into Sid on your way to the council chamber, and you guys know that you guys are going to get there a good 30 minutes before the meeting time. Maya, you would know Ada likes to be punctual.
Ori, hello, everyone. Children, people, everyone. There's no children here. I think you left Theo going back to his house. Jack, you and I need to go and get you measured for some armor, my friend. Some really fitting captain's armor, I believe, is like what the term they used.
Well, indeed, sir. Show me the way.
Of course. We'll meet Maya Omiros, man. We'll meet you back at the Wicker Goat in. I'm sorry. Who is this? This is
this is Miss Ada.
It's more like in.
Hi.
Sunbeam to the.
Hi, Miss Ada. Sigil's order has to Guiltyspark at your service. I just have to steal my friend Jack here, and we'll meet you in approximately 20 or 30 minutes at the council hall. I apologize for being rude.
Oh, no, it's fine. I'm certain you have other obligations to keep. But I look forward to meeting all of you at the council hall.
Oh, you're in for a treat. I can promise you that. Jack, Maya, Elmros, I'll take Jack with me. You guys meet me at the goats. Fable is there. Make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
We look forward to working in your service, ma'am.
Okay, Jack, that's enough for you. Just because I want to get him measured and try to get him in the armor that they're trying to make, so I'm going to pull him quickly.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so without too much trouble, Syd, you and Jack get over to the Dwarven Anvil, and Jack is measured and fitted appropriately, and they give you the go-ahead to go back to where you're going, which apparently is the Wicker Goat.
The goat to meet up with the rest of the party.
Okay.
Is all the armor done, or does it still need to do work?
No, it's sunset.
Just got fitted.
Oh, sunset. Okay, that's fine. Okay, sorry. Sometimes Syd drinks a little bit when he's at the Wicker Goat. He doesn't remember all the finer details of how this is
He walked in and slammed like 7 shots.
Sometimes Syd gets a bucket. He doesn't know everything that's going on. It's not his fault.
That bucket
He's
really
gonna be
gets to
drunk
you.
in front of the council.
No, I forgot to run to the store today, so I had a bucket. God damn it.
Yeah, so we just head back to the old goat there.
Yep, and you all meet up and see Fable inside the bar area.
Okay, we should get going.
Oh yeah, I mean, how much we have? Okay, so before we go though, what the hell are our goals here? We're
Well, we want to
trying
get a
to
ship.
The house.
secure
get a
prime real
house.
estate in Saltmarsh.
Can we just these people, we cannot lead with wanting a ship in the house. We have to first lead with just wanting their favor, serving, working for them. Don't lead in with I want a giant ship. I want a house.
I
Okay.
was just stating the stuff that we needed to mention, not in the order.
I am not worried about you at all. Trust me. You are totally
Okay.
fine. Maya,
Okay.
don't even. Yes, you are just. You didn't even cross my mind. But these two, mainly Jack. Yes, do not lead with the ship.
I have been very straightforward about my desires and needs, of course.
That's the problem. That's the problem. You
That's
the
you
problem.
said straightforward. That was the problem the whole
You're
time.
putting the ship before the cart is his word. So.
Classic euphemism.
I am not a mouse that likes to mince words or cast a shadow upon my intent.
Jack, it's
Okay,
not
so-
about mincing words. It's just about you want to make the best impression. That's all. You want to have the ship.
You
That's a
have
great
to
goal.
tread carefully.
Priority 1 is cash, and then perhaps we can trade that cash for getting some sort of real estate here. I mean, I'm just
I think favor should be priority 1.
We can
Gaining
mention.
favor.
We can mention. Wanting the house. It's just that's not something to lead with. That's all I'm saying.
So let's just do a quick recap before we go meet for this meeting. We all met on a strange boat. That
We
boat
should talk
erupted
and walk.
in splinters.
Let's not leave with that either. Let's just say that we all knew each other.
No, I'm trying to wrap the head around what we're all after here, because we were on a boat. The boat was destroyed. We were all cast into the water. We all came
I'm
back to
gonna
the
grab
boat.
them and start dragging them out the door.
Yeah. Fearful for our lives. We came back to shore. We got caught up in this crazy sort of experiment at this house. The house is nice, and we could have it. Is that what we want? We want this house? Or do we want to be a part of whatever's getting its way into Saltmarsh?
I believe we're wanting the house. Am I Correct.
I think it would be nice to have a base of operations myself.
I think my good friend Sid here is trying to get our intents for what we want for the future. As
Indeed.
for myself, as you know, I came recently into magic from the life of just being a simple merchant.
Right, a simple merchant.
And-
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, all right, we got it.
But you know, I come recently into magic for things that I do not have time to explain now. My old life, I don't really have the. I can't really return to my old life. So yes, we never really talked about it. But if you guys were interested, it seems to me we made some very good money in a short period of time.
Aye.
Doing, and so if you guys want to continue doing things like this, I would be certainly open to it. And you guys are also good in a fight. You're good talking to people. So as backup, as friends, as allies, some type of mercenary group. I think we could definitely have something here. Maya, you seem to be the one that's the most kind of trepidous about this arrangement, but you are, as I've seen, you are a very powerful and capable sorceress, and
Which they do not know about. Nobody in this town
Okay,
knows
okay.
that I have magic.
We won't
Or my
not
family.
say for sure.
I
but-
believe we will gain quite a good amount of favor if we are successful in any missions that this council is to send us upon. So I feel like the favor itself is not as much of a reward as perhaps some sort of financial compensation, as they say.
Of course. But
Okay.
getting back to Sid's point, so my intentions are known. Jack, you're an open book. You of course you are down because you want the ship. But Maya, you have this thing with your mother. You're afraid of her. But so what do you
I'm
want?
not afraid of my mother. I just have a lot of respect
Are you
for
though?
You're definitely afraid.
I call bullshit.
Yeah,
It's fine. She's
Okay,
a
my
former
mother is
formidable
a-
woman.
She's she likes to get her point across that she does not like me going into danger. I am trying to work on that.
aye.
What
But
do
what
you
do you
want out of
what
this?
do you want tomorrow? If you could do anything tomorrow, what do you want to do?
I want to continue my proving that how do I word this? Proving that my father would be proud of me.
Okay.
So
Are you welcome to join us as a group to do these things?
Yes.
To do dangerous things?
So
I
only.
will continue talking with my mother on that.
Okay.
And Sid,
But I will continue to do it.
Aye.
you are a carpenter, but obviously with other skills.
Aye.
Is
I,
this something
it's,
that
I,
you also want to?
I am on the shit list of carpenters. I think for the moment, but I came here to experience something different, and this is very very different than what I thought I'd be involved with. So as long as it's interesting, I think this is I'm fine. This is the way. This is life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Omiros, I feel like he's trying to find his way back to
He
where he
wants
came from.
to be
I
like
think
an
he's
all-powerful fairy god or something, does he not?
he says something about
Well,
the
I wasn't quite all powerful, but I was quite a bit more powerful than when I landed here and seemed to lose connection with all sorts of elemental properties.
Yes, what I said.
So, okay, sure.
so we go into this meeting with the expectation that we are driving forward on accepting this chaos that's in Saltmarsh right now and learning from it and becoming stronger or becoming courteous or becoming better than we were when we landed here from the Feywild or becoming more famous captain or becoming a better merchant. We're just going to embrace this chaos right now and see whatever happens.
To be fair, sir, it's not just fame that I am after. I don't just want a ship for the sake of having a ship. I want a ship so I can track down this pirate that murdered my captain. He was also
Okay.
something of my own father. Obviously, he wasn't a mouse thing, but he was the one that found me and raised me.
Okay, so maybe perhaps we can find some contacts at this council meeting and get more information, perhaps.
But this is what we want to do. We want to be a group of mercenaries who do jobs like this for money. Let's be clear.
Yeah. I think to learn more about ourselves and where we're going forward is what it sounds like. It seems.
I think we have the beginnings of a fine crew here.
So I feel like we need like a name and a charter or something. We should have a.
Yes, Monterey's Rascals.
No.
Ooh, it rolls off the tongue. It's very stiff on the back of the tongue.
Mm,
The Furious Five, the Rowdy
Fast
Bunch,
Fast and Furious.
Rowdy Bunch,
The Mouseketeers. Oh, wait, no, that'll get me sued.
Salty
Oh,
Let's
boy.
not.
you're the only.
That'll get me sued. Let's not do that.
The mouse has big ears, my friend.
We'll come up with it.
Let's meditate on it.
I think we should have a name to give the council now. Don't you not think?
I mean, aside, I don't want to pick a name without Omiros because I feel like that's kind of weird.
Well,
So it's
we just give them a temporary name and then we can just change it later.
sure.
right? So
Sure.
Just for the time being, we can just be like the salty
No.
scallywags, or how about the Rowdy Bunch, the
Copperlocks.
The copper lock.
Copperlock,
The
that's
company of the Cheddar Wheel.
No.
Oh boy,
Chaos Company.
we have nothing.
No.
We have nothing.
That was quite good, I thought.
The Shiver Me Timbers. The
Oh boy.
How about we just?
The company of the
They-
Cracking Whip.
Oh no, that's
How
not
about
good
just
either.
the company?
there's just
How about Bad Company?
No.
No.
How about the Good Company? Because we're good.
Oh, that's not gonna strike fear in
What
anyone's
about
heart.
The,
but
Yeah,
okay.
the neutral company.
Oh boy. This
True
is-
neutral
This is
vagabonds.
the most unintimidating name I've ever heard in my entire life.
Just
The neutral
we don't-
company.
How about this?
Kind
How
of
about this?
threatening. We'll do things for you, company.
Wolves. What do we call ourselves? The Salt Wolves or something. That's like not too scary, but like
Not terrible.
kind of intimidating. We have the sea theme. I mean, we can change this later, but just for now.
We need suggestions from the people watching
Yes,
out
we
there.
do.
I am hesitant to
I'm
commit.
just putting it down as the Salt Wolves for now. We can change it later. The Salt
Okay.
Wolves. We can just say that, and then we can just change it.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Alright.
I
Company
was thinking
of
the
the
salt
Rusty
centipedes,
Sword.
but the wolves throws off the tongue a little better.
Salty skeleton. Alliteration.
What's
I-
another name? Salt snakes? I don't. They're not
Salt
snakes.
snake.
That's my name in college, so we can't use that anymore.
How about the Salt Sword Fellowship?
Oh boy.
You're the only one that uses a sword.
What's very fitting for a company.
Let's go with the salt wolves for now, if we have to have a name, and we'll
The wave
drink on
breakers.
it later.
Wave breakers?
The what?
But let's get to the
Wave breaker.
meeting before we're late.
Okay, you're right.
Oh shite.
Would involve
got-
energy specialists.
No.
The floofers.
Okay, meeting time.
So you guys approach the Great Hall of Saltmarsh. You see, you're in the town square, and it's getting rather busy at this time of day. Market stalls are open. People are calling out for their wares, and you guys bypass this and go up the steps leading into a rather large building. But that is where we're going to end a little bit early tonight because I want to have Omiros here for this next scene.
Perfect.
So we almost named ourselves the salt floofers was my vote. That was my vote. Did we not say that?
Salt
No,
Floofers
not with
was
salt.
not mentioned, but that's a good combination. It's a good hybrid of concepts.
Salty skeletons, the salt
Yeah.
wolves. It's not terrible actually.
Salt Floofers.
Salty creatures.
I didn't hate Salt Wolves. That one's
So
bad.
that's just a temp title.
Salt.
Serious. It's just like we'll
Salt
change
creatures.
it. I mean, it would almost be funny if like every time we see the council, we have like a different name.
Different name. Yeah, that'd actually be pretty funny.
But
It'd
for now,
probably be
just-
on
Yeah,
tone.
That would be us.
I'm
No,
calling us
I would
the
say
would be.
Floofers.
eventually you just become those guys.
Yeah.
Fable's
That
already
was
written out a charter, a team charter, so it's all over the top.
While he's
It's
walking.
extremely big. It's like so complex, overly complex.
It's Team Floof.
That's what I said. The floofers. Although I'm pretty sure that's a weird
Team Floof.
It's like a fluffer. It's kind of like
Yeah, that's what I was
fluffer.
thinking. The weird porno association with that, but we're not
How
gonna.
about the faulty floofers? We can be the
salty
fluffers. No, that makes it
Even though
worse.
Maya's not fluffy.
You're salty.
I am
salty,
salty.
though.
We all are
My-
quite.
my-
You guys are all salty at Monterey. Jeez.
That's true. Like
Hey,
I'm
no,
the
no.
only semi-human in
You
this
guys
entire
all
group.
have so
Maya?
much hate for me.
Maya has defended you.
Sid, and the floofers.
Call me a rat
Sid and
all
the
the time.
floofers.
Hey, I have not done that in a few games.
It has a good tone to it, though.
Maya and the floofers. We
Anyway,
could be it's a traveling bard. We're a troupe of bards and entertainers. Maya and the
I mean,
floofers.
Maya does feel like she's the mom of the group.
Oh man.
That makes me the papa.
Oh
No.
god.
God,
You're the
no.
Stevie uncle at best.
You're sure the TV
And on that note, I am going to say thank you for tuning in to the Saltmarsh Legends on the Chronos World channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Connor for running the game. Thank you to all of you guys for showing up and hanging out with us tonight and being awesome players. Definitely appreciate you taking time out to do the thing. Omiros will be back next week. He was hit by a random blackout in California. You know how those awesome things go. So, that's kind of a thing that happens down there. So definitely tune in. We'll all be here, and we're going to have something big, it sounds like, coming up for next week. I am already super excited for next Thursday. So let's go ahead and fast forward that week till then so we can get back to being a pirate. That would be super awesome. As it
I didn't even
is,
say, is it Thursday yet?
is it
Is that
Thursday yet?
taken?
Can
Is
we
that
say
fair?
that?
Can we use that yet, or is that coined?
Can we just do
Not
that?
really.
Man?
They're just words.
I feel like that one specifically, any other day of the week might be more legitimate.
Is it Thursday yet? It's a Thursday.
Is it Floof's Day? It's
Floof's
Floof's
Day.
Day.
Floof's
Floof's
Day.
Day. Yay.
Oh god.
All Floof's Eve.
We are becoming Team Floofer for sure.
Kill the team before we get sued.
It's true. We need to coin that shit right now.
What, okay. Salt wolves. Let's be the salt squirrels. I mean, we already
We are
have
the
squirrels.
salt floofs.
Alliteration.
The salt floofs.
So I like salt floofers.
We're
I
definitely
like
not
that
the
too.
salt floofers.
I like that
Good
too.
night, everyone.
Please come and join us on Sundays at 6 p.m. as well for the Fireside Tales, and also come check out the Frost Maidens on Tuesday nights. And like I said, we're going to try and do some kind of a Halloween special. We'll see if that comes together in the last minute here, and I think it will be, and it will be awesome. So please come check that out as well. Come check out the Discord channel, all of that good stuff. Patreon, please go to Patreon and check out Limithron. He's got awesome map assets that we use on this very show, so I'm looking forward to getting to use those too. So definitely come check that out, and we will see you around next time on Chronos World. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night.
Peace out.